as he has raised the Romanian flag to the top of Counter-Strike. Tonight, you wave that flag. You represent what Cluj-Napoca has to offer. So we will shake these walls. We will raise this roof. We will roar!
Woo! It's getting hot in here. But we just got started. Feels like we're getting 2 grand finals back to back. But this one's going to be best of 5. Strap in, folks. We're in for a ride. Already an interesting start with the veto. But Dust2 is not a surprise to start the match.
That Nico P250 looking around on mid as smoke fades. Who's gonna be the first blood of this best of 5? Big collection up on the catwalk, smoke grenade to go forward with it. That's gonna deny any kind of move up from Xerxan without getting awkward. Ooh, a drop down into it. TeSeS actually trying to challenge bottom ramp. He's got 2 duels in front of him. First clean headshot, then a second. You love to see that. Dexter offers up one, and Kicksand secures that flank. And it's looking like MOUZ have simply been sliced through when it comes to that A defense. Smoke grenade denied the vision, the rotation up. Remember, Xerxan's the first guy to try to come up from that smoke, and he's one of the last guys standing because he never had a chance.
Dust2 is such an interesting map to watch between these 2 teams. Of course, they have already played it once, 13-8 in favor of MOUZ in their last series. It was the only map they won, though. Falcons have been on a tear. And while these 2 teams are both in the grand finals, they are not made equal by their recent results. Falcons have had much harder competition. MOUZ, the 2 hardest teams they played were Falcons and FaZe, and they lost to both. So this would be revenge and then some, and then in an arena grand finals. There are a lot of boxes that can be ticked here for MOUZ, but there's also a lot on the line. You know, in that same breath, you could say that if MOUZ don't win here, then what? They can't do it inside of an arena. We look to players like Xerxan, all right? Every single time they've made it to a big arena grand final, and a lot of times in playoffs in 2024, he wasn't there, but he's been here in Cluj. He's been good in playoffs. Under Brolin, it seems to be working. This is the final, but most important test.
Dexter, just like that, man. This guy's X factor on the big stage. I have seen Dexter make mistakes. I have seen Dexter seem lost, but I have also seen Dexter take over servers.
Yes, he is not optimal, but he is explosive. And you can see in the interview how much it meant to him to be playing here. Said he's never been cheered for before. Yeah. You guys are giving him that first time.
And he's also, in that same interview, mentioned the mentorship that Nico has already offered him. Because, yes, he is a diamond in the rough, but by God, he can glow. And so if Nico is able to do to him what Nico was able to do to m0NESY, what is the heights of the op department on Falcons? Smoke down for the cross with man advantage. Xerxan's going to push down into catwalk. Pistol kill on sight. That could be a critical one because suddenly it gets a little awkward. A little continued spray here. We've got Jimmy back in with a double kill on the FAMAS. It's a force buy out of MOUZ in the 2nd round of the game, and it all comes down to the quartered health Dexter. Not ideal, not theirs for the taking. I gotta say, it got jumbled up. When Falcons reach the top of ramp and that pistol catches the first guy off guard, he can't actually disengage his teammate right there behind him.
Yep, it did get a little messed up. First kill helps out a lot with this scout shot from Dexter, and also, you'll feel good. You know, I remember this interview with Config, and he said that, you know, for me, I'm such a momentum-based player. If I got 2 kills in the pistol round, I know I was set up for a great day. If I didn't get those kills, I would be super off kilter. I wouldn't be able to get my form back. And for a confidence-based player like Dexter, you know that he's got a similar feeling. This guy goes off of intuitions. And it'll be nice for his team to see a frag like that in the kill feed as well. But MOUZ quickly answer back.
It's not going to leave Falcons with absolutely nothing. AK, Scout, Desert Eagles on the field, and there's a big question to me as to like who's going to bring that pistoling X factor. In terms of X factor across the board, listen, Nico's going to be lights out, highest rated player of the event, looking to prove that his departure from G2 is not going to stop him. That is a flick. Xerxon thinks he has a chance to even shoot a bullet. Nico's got other ideas. That's a 2K off of the star of Falcons in the first 45 seconds. Now an open catwalk, a vacant A-bomb site, and we are going to go back and forth, tit for tat, in the first 3 rounds of this game.
Without that superhuman flick, this round is 4v4, and there is just no A-plant right now. Could be a totally different story. Instead, it's an instant save out of MOUZ. Man like Nico. What a kill.
Simply the best rifler in Counter-Strike history.
And we've got Falcons, absolutely. And we've got Falcons who, they buy the heroic core, they bring in Nico and Magisk, which is perfect for the players that they're trying to replace with the core. All that makes sense. Nico has 4 bad maps at the beginning of Falcons. That's it. Kixen gets this team together so quickly.
Yes, sir.
Brings out the best in his teammates, as he did on Apex, as he did with the last heroic core. He has definitely been showing up as an IGL, but I mean, I don't know. There's no IGL that can teach you how to flick like that.
There's something powerful about the two of them sitting side by side as well. Cluj has brought the heat. Simple as that. Just a shooting gallery for Nico, but hold up. Oh! Sits him on his ass.
Nico and Hiko, man. 4 letters each.
Flicks out the mid doors. Here we're going to get a little challenge onto long. Smoke for the corner. Still plenty of weapons for MOUZ to retaliate with. Wild blind. Magisk caught a quick glimpse of the second player crossing over, but Xerxon's going to get that return frag. We've got a lot of utility here trying to support both ends of this. 2v2 queued up if Kixen can come through doors. But he waits. Nico's going to do it on his own. Dies empty-handed. And all the while, TeSeS versus Jimmy's going to get queued up over on B. Not that there's an immediate follow-through.
Jimmy almost would have liked that attempt. He was waiting really patiently for that frag to come his way. Mid-B smoke comes out. And they can avoid Spinks, but he can still get vision back if he wants to. But he won't. He will deny himself the vision. This is obviously massive. Look at the way the map is laid out right now. It's 3 leaning towards the A site. All about Jimmy.
Well, he's hopping around, having a grand old time. That frag grenade could be big. Yes, sir. Sets him up. TeSeS taken down to 15 health, but that's not going to stop him from finding an entry. It's still man advantage comfortable for MOUZ. They'll be cautious about the rotation through middle by clearing it out with Xerxon top mid, but now that's a third person to be added to this doors retake. There is no tunnels in the equation here.
It's 3v2, but it's still actually a big test for MOUZ. Yes, TeSeS is low, but door and window, this is what they're watching.
They just dropped a smoke on tunnels, well, that means they don't have to worry about it. TeSeS, oh, he pops up. What could have been if he just sat down beneath? Dexter with a Galil, not ideal. And a player gets backside. It's a good headshot from him. All things considered, when Jimmy does all that damage and slows them down, not a surprise to me that seeing MOUZ come through with their retake.
It's a risk from TeSeS, but he's looking at that from the perspective of Material. There's only 2 players in the site. If he gets the kill, then suddenly it's a lot scarier, but I think he feels the need to make a risk with his HP. The thing is, with their positions, Dexter could have held the window across. He could have got the second kill, but they didn't synthesize the information well enough. And after all of this, I mean, Magisk just believed in his spray, totally blind. There was great utility here for MOUZ.
This jump up, you question it? TeSeS putting his head up?
Yeah, as I said, this is a moment where he could have, but he was low HP. They still had 2 players. He felt like he needed to take a risk.
But a contrast to the last round where we had those first 2 deaths go down on long, this time completely evacuated by MOUZ. The alternative is a Torji boost to keep eyes down on lower tunnels, but he's not going to find contact there either. How far can Falcons get along this wall before Brolin finds them?
Oh, this is such an impressive smoke that they throw, because it's not full long control, but it does slow you down or creates a boost opportunity. And this isn't a 5-man. There's a loose player, Xerxon looking for. Beautiful crosshair placement.
Yeah. Rewarded for his patience and slow approach to the long wrap. Magisk gonna try to go alleviate the pressure from behind, and the fact that he finds all this space is one thing, but he's got to keep his guard up. For all you know, Xerxon's fallen back into his own spawn, but he's actually sitting in yours.
A deagle from Kixen.
Beautiful. Nearly shooting through his teammate to get that one done. Now you can go grab a third weapon here. This is going to be Falcons, man disadvantage, but at least with 3 guns and a few nades to work with.
Kixen got spotted. Spinks goes upper tunnels because of it, and now Falcons, well, still eyes on him from long.
Easy does it. TeSeS locking in this angle, missed second shot, opens the door for Falcons to push along it, but the closer they get, the sooner they fall.
Okay.
TeSeS, 4 shots, 3 connect, and that is going to be a brick wall of a defense on that A site. MOUZ the 3-2 early lead.
I think he's taken, guys. For a lot of people, there's no question about TeSeS. In important games, in the big match, that's somebody who's just been getting better and better. And it feels like the pressure is never overwhelming him in particular. And even though there were some low-buy wins in this match to start it off, it's the op that makes the difference. Controlling middle is everything on Dust2.
Frag grenade opens it up a second time. Pistol's going to use that as an invitation. TeSeS, 3 kills over 4 shots. Obviously the 4th frag in that round as well was his after Xerxin got the opening. What would it be like if suddenly he's got pistols up in his grill? It's a possibility, but he floats over towards long, offers up some utility towards the doors, and this spacing for Falcons. We'll see if a bomb plant can come through. I think a bomb plant here is an excellent silver lining. So
here's how it always goes. TeSeS going to have to dodge this run boost, take the right shot. He'll get 2 chances to fight. Maybe he'll get no more, actually, because of low HP.
Very good.
This means the plant comes down, that's it. Utility's not coming in from CT spawn right.
Just a pistol to get TeSeS off his original angle. And again, there's no reason in this world that you would believe these majority Glocks could pull off what's left of this round. They've already done what they had to. Bomb is down. That's the win.
No Cat player, this Deagle can shine.
Come on.
Cat.
No way. 3 players up from spawn. Bolin and Xerxin start to clear them off. Okay. You know, with the positioning for Falcons, it looked like maybe. And I think any additional kill like this one from Digster is something that you'll take to the grave. But it is going to be the MOUZ retake for the 4-2 CT lead.
It'll be a quiet close in the end, as that bomb is actually really far ticked. But MOUZ,
you know, until it blows up, Mohan, they don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it comes down to the last second. So the MOUZ trap. You could have a Falcon swooping down if someone's got that give. Round 7 already. Kixan calls fast. He calls interesting rounds. He's the most glaive-like caller of the new callers that I've seen in terms of the style of play that he brings. Late game rushes, I think, is his signature style. And he's got players that like to be aggressive, that's for sure.
Second time we've seen this boost. There was one round with it not featured. That's the round to go where the pistols flood out of it. So TeSeS trying to change it up enough to maybe get this kill lower, but he'll offer up that warning shot. Kixan doesn't waste a second, slips down along the Xbox. Dagster's going to try to push his op into what could be the unsuspecting victim in Spinks. But Spinks doesn't get shot, not off the first time. Jimmy's able to cut off the entry in TeSeS. Dagster goes for the swing. Nico promised the trade, and it comes out a little late at the hands of Kixan instead. He's going to layer down another smoke. It's a late delay for that bomb to come and join the site itself. Kixan and Magis going to have to pull off another man disadvantage. Already a set of prying eyes in through window.
No flash setup just yet. They're going to take their time.
Last time they didn't have a single player out from tunnels, and it won't look like they'll do it again. You've got an incendiary, you've got a flashbang. That's the tools that MOUZ are working to get through these choke points, but Kixan's gonna interrupt it. Magis peeks out. That's what they needed. Fast challenge up inside window, and Magis is able to disengage. Now we get that flashback out. No immediate push. Xerxin holds, and then it's covered. TeSeS, great shot. Now he attempts in from window. Magis able to drop him down to 20 health. He runs. Into the smoke he'll go. Time is of the essence. Magis outplays him. Xerxin tries to get the pressure up, but this one is Falcons.
Look how hyped he gets. Doesn't even have to get the kill in the end. He knows he wins the round off his movement alone. That was the same round as the one previous, but this time they have the extra flashbang. This time they clear the tunnel and guarantee some information. And it's a great shot from Magisk. His form It's not Astralis 2018 form. It's not Vitality 2023 form. It is lower than that. Okay, Magisk is not the star player that he once was. But when we're here on LAN, and with these last games of Falcons, we're getting the best out of Magisk. He is rolling back the years.
I mean, he really said right now, and quote, right now I'm taking every game with a big smile on my face. And I think that's only possible because he's found this new individual form. Because we have seen important, critical clutches. And it's nice to see him just skate away from that bomb. Plays it like someone who has a wealth of experience.
He's done that round a million times. Once known for being the youngest Danish star, you know, after Kirby to come on and support the super org that were Astralis. And he has made a journey around the world to international teams. And it's been a successful one at that. Timing shot for TeSeS doesn't yield anything except a little information from the peak earlier. He immediately leans towards the A site. Was that gun switch just enough information? TeSeS, interesting.
Oh no!
Oy, how many times can you miss that jump? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Right, all good. Magisk on the quick trade attempt. It's gonna walk right into that scope. TeSeS finally misses one. Xerxion's got his cover. And this is that duo. The deadly duo that offers up a lot for MOUZ, but nice recovery!
What?
It's a double kill from TeSeS and an additional one from Degster. And the beauty of Degster, after all his time removed from competitive Counter-Strike, this guy knows how to clutch. But can he figure out this one? As it stands, CT opt to go for the split. There's a ton of utility for them to use.
He's here to expand off of his next duel, but he can't find it and thinks it might be Cat. Somehow wins that versus Jimmy with the Galil.
Now he's still got his smoke up. He could use this to reposition if he predicts that Spinks is going to climb, but he decides to hang on to the ramp. Spinks has gotten off onto the top rope. Degster hugs in close. Degster, not able to snap it up. Spinks just lurks his way forward.
That's a great approach, Matt. Look at the utility there for Spinks.
Wonderfully
Doesn't
done.
use any of it, knows that he has the power of being unnoticed, jumps up, and predicts also Dexter's next fallback position. He was looking for his kill to pick his next position. If it was towards Cat, he'd play on that side of the default box. But because it's on long, he jumps to the ramp. Spinks, again, beautiful read.
You know, I love this highlight reel because it just shows TeSeS jumping up and getting an instant headshot, doubling down for the second kill. What it doesn't show you is him nearly fumbling that climb up.
Yes.
Timing there, he's lucky to maybe have gotten away with it.
It's funny because it maybe made them peak faster. You know?
They tried to charge right in. Good flash, but not good enough.
Okay, there was definitely a little freaky tactic right there. They were ready for the molly. They wanted to go over top of it. The only thing that went wrong was the flash.
Yeah, it was like a flood, a waterfall over top of the box. You know, Brolin, though, ahead of the flashbang, enough so that it really didn't serve up a problem. He'll sit pretty on 50 HP. Grenade for TeSeS. Ooh, still able to get Brolin off blue, but Xerxion's right here. Xerxion so far has been, I think, oh, hold on.
Man, the kills they're getting are crazy. Plus we have the mid control here. Nico, Weapon X.
Dude, every single round seems viable here for Falcons.
They're not afraid to trade, you know, and the shots they're hitting really justify the peaks they're taking. And in this moment, of course, 4v2, why wouldn't you?
We saw what Degster could do with a Galil 1 round ago. Nico's going to try to tap into it as he is starting as one of the slowest players of this squad, but not going to waste the moment.
Tunnels.
Spinks takes a step down. Nico's back, compromised, reads it! Figures it out with finesse.
With time as well. Bomb can make its way all the way around. TeSeS, they know he's A. Nico, he's coming forward now.
He's in between both. And if Nico goes to the other side, you heard that?
Oh!
TeSeS goes in, takes the bomb down. Nico's got to somehow pick that up and plant. Or keep it simple. Kill. TeSeS flees and, well, Nico runs through fire.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to go. All right. I think he felt like he didn't have any options, obviously.
Sure.
Can't get the bomb and plant, so might as well see if you can survive it. Yeah. That was a moment where there was actually no other option. Incendiary wins the round here. TeSeS wins the round here. 12-4, man. Class player here on Dust2 for MOUZ.
You know, TeSeS has been able to bring these sorts of performances to playoffs. It's usually the rest of MOUZ that crumble around him, notably Xerxin. But if those two are going to be playing as well as they are right now, I truly believe that's enough of a win condition for MOUZ to pull off Dust2.
Yeah,
it's a matter of being able to keep this going, but I will give Xerxin props. He is tethered very well with either TeSeS on the cat hold, or if it comes down to the fight over on long with Kixan, the trade frags coming out of Xerxin, solid.
Oh, this game doesn't end on Dust2, but it might if MOUZ don't win it. This is the only map they won versus Falcons in their last series. That's something they're concerned about. They don't get a map to warm up.
Seen a previous round where a bomb point would have looked good. Took 5 players to get that bomb down. Don't think Xerxin's going to offer up an extra bit of money here for Falcons. I think they've got enough. Magisk going to dome one. Look at that flood, right? MOUZ so ready to just deny anything further. They are going to set themselves ahead. 4-round lead on this CT side. Their cash looks great, and they are solid across this board. Still yet to even tap into Spinx, who we know has been one of their high-performing players on the stage.
Absolutely. MOUZ have not shown their full hand even on this half, but things are going according to plan. The rounds that Falcons have won have been impressive. There are a lot of situations they're fighting back into where they get close. These are great signs, but numerically, we're already on round 11. Best chance, best case, they get 5 rounds, but even that is looking pretty unlikely. I think MOUZ want to keep this momentum as much as possible. And if they can leave TeSeS in mid, there's no answer for that. You know how strong the op is here, CT side. It'll be fun to watch Dexter when we switch over, because he's going to be able to have a bit more freedom, a bit more autonomy, and have more opportunities to catch players running into him and do a bit of what TeSeS done. We saw shots that he's hit already, but not if they don't make any kind of half here.
Xerxin going to charge right to top middle, but I like this passive look right now from Nico. He hears all this approach.
Oh, he's not worried about this yet.
Spinx is keeping him locked in.
Wait.
Oh, the timing, he turned. But will he still think about Xerxin?
Yeah.
It looks likely. Little flash goes deep. Oh, he got it!
Xerxin
all he needed. Back. Sliver of vision for Nico. 2 kills to the top of middle. MOUZ wanted to fight fire with fire, but they go up in flames.
You see what this game comes down to. One step back in a moment like that, and you lose your chance. Nico headshotted, but not killed.
Suddenly a golden moment offered over to Falcons to get themselves a 4th round, let alone maybe the 5th that follows suit. Dare I say it, enough of a T side to keep this first map competitive.
You have to aim to convert. I wonder what the read is here for MOUZ in terms of the late round, and it will be reads because they don't have the resources to get map control back. They have to just make a play. It's the lean towards B.
Climb up's uncontested. TeSeS, unfortunately for MOUZ, a little late to this one.
This is a double dip, right? It's a save protocol, as well as if they go B, they will win the round, but MOUZ sniff this out. See nothing, and allow Falcons to take over the A site. That's it. Save location here for MOUZ. Great couple of kills. Mid control is the aggressive tactic. It's something that you don't want to throw in too many times in one half, especially how overtly aggressive it was getting to the very top of mid, especially when it gets punished like that. You're going to feel some sense of regret, but the reason that Spinx is out there checking his back, like looking into tunnels, is because they don't have a cat player holding that for him. He's also worried because they don't hear anything. Now they get suspicious that they've been found. And the problem of it, it's like if you push down mid on Inferno, for example, you can get into a cubby, stay there, but eventually you have to worry about the ult timing coming around. So when you pick aggressive spots, you kind of have to get the kills early, because leaving is just not that easy.
I think in that case, it's a good job by Nico to kind of hear those sounds and give it an extra 2-3 seconds. Let it kind of cook up top mid. And then they felt the urge to go.
Yeah, well, it pays to be paranoid in that sense. Nico is the only guy there. He's on vision. You know you will miss timings of people pushing into lower. Flashes mean either nothing or everything from the CT side. So it just means you have to be very careful.
You've also got to be cautious when Dexter's scope on that doors. TeSeS going to go for the upper angle and posts early. Minute 40, he can lock right in on this one. Wants even more. Flash. Oh, he eats it.
It's perfect. They are reading this.
And just as this half starts to come to a close, Falcons going to show us a little bit of a surgence in success.
It's the first time MOUZ tried to do that upper push with an op. And it's also the first time that they get flash and checked.
I would like to give, just a quick prop to Brolin. We have seen ideas from MOUZ as this half has gone on. 2 fresh looks in the final 2 rounds of the half. And while it did cost them the double kill top mid a round ago and TeSeS this time, it is also a good mid-round moment for them to reclaim the kill back on Dexter.
So here's the response. Falcons see, well, they did this aggressive mid-control with Cat. Well, long must be open.
Brolin trying to keep an eye on that gap. Nice. Clean. Finishes off the frag to TeSeS. He will sit on 40 HP with a teammate right behind him, so he could go one further. They could try to take this into Nico. But the thing is, Nico, as he retreats, it's going to keep these CTs yet again busy in mid.
Yeah, but
bomb crossing up into the ramp. I mean, if they can even just get this down, then at what point is Nico going to come back into this round? I mean, the guy is nearly standing on B. Kill nearly presents itself. Magic going down with nothing doesn't bode well for Kixan. Luckily, he has that smoke.
Oh, he got him.
Obviously, the B-site player is going to run away. Jimmy never anticipated Nico to come out, but now they know that Nico has to go on a marathon. And I'm sorry, buddy, you can't run this fast. He better sprout wings and fly, because this is not going to happen. MOUZ will secure an 8th round on this CT side, making sure they go into middle. Yes, Nico goes back into B, catching a kill, but it's all for naught. Maybe if Magisk is able to help out Kixan a little more, they stand on that post plant, but this is where it drops. 8-4 on the half.
Yeah, that's a moment that we see Nico, he realizes he's in danger. He knew every single time that they were trying to find him. And that was a spot where, yeah, he needed another 15 seconds maybe to get involved in that site hit as he walked through the tunnels. But his teammates needed to get kills for there to be any chance of winning the round in the first place. So it ends up working out with it. I missed that. Am I on the left?
God, we're multiplying.
You've got lots of lookalikes.
That's true. And QZ. Shout out one time.
Yep.
How was that for a first half of a grand finals? How about 5 more overtimes? Soak it up while you can.
There will be one of those maps. We talked about it before this day started, you know, that this game it's going to be a derby. Both these teams have never won in a best of 5 stadium grand finals. They both have made mistakes. MOUZ are coming in with a new IGL. Falcons are still building up their team. This is not their pinnace yet. This is a grand finals that will have crazy rounds, great clutches, explosive moments, but also mistakes.
Oof. Clean one from Nico to kick off second pistol. Back at it. Takes a little longer, but he'll get there. 4 for Nico. 4 denied. Excuse me. Just looks so clean. Kixan keeps his head down. Insertion, thinking about it. Oh, but Magisk is able to take a peek out from sight, and then Kixan comes up. So a trio of long kills from Nico cues up a second round pistol for Falcons.
Wow, it's amazing. Just as I say, some people make mistakes. Has Nico ever made a mistake so far in any of these rounds? Everything's been pretty stellar, and they've been doing a good job of killing him too. It's not like he's at the top of the board 12-4 or anything like that, but he might be climbing up. He's the #1 rated player here in Cluj.
Nico mistakes. I can only really remember one Deagle shot. But other than that...
He wouldn't do that in Cluj.
No, of course not. This is new and improved. Chance to catch their breath here as Falcons, and also close that score line, trailing MOUZ by 3. Oh, Dexter wanted that, but there's more where the first one came from. Not that he's able to tag anybody else.
A round of just aim practice.
We got anything.
But look at Dexter.
Yeah, 1D.
Look at Dexter playing optimal, going all the way back to the A site after seeing all those pistols. You know he just wanted to swing. Instead, he looks to cut him off at the pass.
You know, the thought of Dexter becoming a more refined Counter-Strike player is something I really look forward to in 2025. And I think that, you know, we've already seen what Kixan can do with promising talent. You know, Zonic's not going to let any bullshit really go.
But you know what I like about Kixan's calling? There's a lot of room for personality for his teammates. Oh.
Well, you don't want to see that.
Oh,
a couple Glock deaths. Magic's going to make sure that Roland's dropped. Bomb planter no longer hands busy. TeSeS just swings with the SMG and jumps with it apparently as well.
There are the Falcons' wings that you were looking for.
And that is your grand finals reminder that the MP9 still needs a nerf.
Yeah, two things I think are really cool about Kixan. One, I've heard him say he's never really had an idol in terms of a caller that he looks up to, which is such a rare thing that, you know, you always look for who your influence is. Kixan's kind of like, you know, I love this game, and playing this game, I've got to a high level myself, and I've sort of figured out my own way of looking at things. And that style comes through, man. And I think that part of that style is he's thorough, but he's not strict. He's one of those IGLs, which is, I think, a really important quality. And you see that when players get signed to the team, they almost always play like they used to in some sense, right? He lets them have freedom. I think he tries to channel it.
Ooh, good challenge out from Xertion. He is tearing it up tonight. 17 frags secured off that one. And he is supported by an entire cohort of teammates right behind him. So solid long control for MOUZ. You can go ahead and dump that Opera and Pit. Torsia can sit here for a minute and a half if he wants.
Yeah, seriously. And they should add time to the clock every time you get a kill like this. The only thing you want to be is patient.
Defense isn't really hiding, though. We've got Dexter also kind of scouring the field with his AWP, and there's no way for Torji to get him out of this position.
They have so many mollies and so much time. He will have to... Oh, my gosh. Well, that totem pole gets chopped off at the legs.
Tries to snap over, down to 20 health. First Molotov misses.
Yeah, that's not great. Look who comes
Nico's going to try to help out, but Nico goes down to Jimmy at this distance. Molotov again, is it up too short? Oh, does flush him back. Jimmy gonna make quick work of the double kill. Magis, gotta be careful. Op is at this distant angle.
It's all about Spinks.
Yes.
He's pushed all the way through B, but now they have no idea where he could be.
Totally cuts off rotations.
But it's the point where if you go too far, then you actually put yourself in jeopardy. However, Spinks is always really careful about these moments. Man, they're gonna really squeeze the clock here. 28 seconds, they're going all the way around to B.
You saw Falcons go up towards Catwalk, which looked like it caused the bomb to hesitate to coming back from top middle, but they actually made loud steps as they drew back through elbow.
Oh my goodness.
Spinks would have heard that,
so
and that's
close.
when the T's run away.
This is so close, man.
It's all good.
And Falcons don't think that there's
only need
any
4
chance that this
Launders.
would happen, yeah.
You only need 4. Bomb down, completely out-rotated.
They kind of had the suspicion, no, something else is going on the map, but they were really in no position to deal with it.
I mean, you saw it, that 5 seconds when the CTs kind of went cap back to A, weren't sure where to get off to, and T-side out-rotates. So MOUZ 9-6 lead with this, but some critical saves coming out as Magis grabs the op, of course.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to pee in the kitchen sink. That's a moment like that.
What?
You just got to make up the call on the fly. That's what I meant. It's not something I would ever do.
Securing it with majority alive. That's Xertion with an opening kill. On long, Jimmy with the double down.
The position, obviously, if you're going to play car, you can survive all the mollies in the world as long as you have one smoke for it. And instead, they had Nico come in to try to fight it. And getting the first kill, obviously, is really huge. But still, 3 mollies left over. There was no chance in that utility battle.
Gonna go for it along. Again, smoke to the corner of it. 2 defenders to try to hold him back. This time it's Spinks.
Easy.
Nico fully blind, couldn't see Jack. Brolin, good supportive utility over the top of the doorway.
Yeah, he just climbed over those first few bullets.
But I do like the mid play. Where does TeSeS go? Really want to test that back line?
Yeah, the split's a little awkward because Xertion is very far away. I mean, obviously, if you're a T, you're going to be watching this. And right now, TeSeS is, oh my gosh, the timing here. I mean, Torzi, Dexter is not looking at it all. They're not assuming anyone got into the pit. Dexter, surely he's just going to die, right?
You'd think.
Oh, he's not swung yet.
We'll see who it comes down to. Minute 10. Still time to wait out. Now he is out, or was out, in that open position.
He's trying to punish them for making a misplay. Look who's protecting the back line here. And we're going to have the rotation finally coming in, but surely this isn't being watched. TeSeS coming forward now. Timings are being created.
TeSeS are watching it, so that's all right. Brolin keeping an eye on flank until Xerxin gets into that locked
smoke.
It's all good. Gonna clear that flank, 45 seconds. And TeSeS immediately depart, where Falcons are just kind of still left scratching their heads back on A. Last time they decided to kernel up. This time, it's that cat rotate cut off, but Magis ahead of the mid-smoke. What? Can't get the kill. Oh, if that happens, then suddenly it opens a door for Degster to run that op over to the B site before they're able to exit like this. And there is a world where Falcons were still able to compete for round 16. Instead, MOUZ double digits.
Oh, yeah, and now Degster could actually die here. He dies in CT spawn. 10 rounds, no saves, 5 alive for MOUZ. Honestly though, this moment is a little sketchy. The way that you create that play is like last round, where you have Spinks out in CT spawn. The reason that the Falcons could easily rotate down in the CT, get out there to try to frag Brolin, it's just a kill they just were supposed to get, is because Exertion was lurking tunnels, came all the way back around through spawn. They burned so much time waiting at long. Torzy never took his peek because he was looking for the site the entire time. And yeah, they actually could have lost. But It's funny because when they played against Astralis, it was also Brolin's entries that helped them make up for some calls that maybe were a little too aggressive, maybe came down to 1 kill and a few seconds of timing.
You know, spirit's definitely high, even with that bit of a flub from Brolin. We see him laugh it off in the post round. And Falcons don't have much to be excited about in round 17. 5 USPs across the board. Singular flashbang here for Magisk. But it just feels like, despite the conversation coming into this best-of-5 grand finals being about how Kixan is the one true in-game leader in the server at the moment, sure, room for Brolin to offer improvements over time, but as it stands, Kixan's got that edge. That's a couple of mid-round rotations that actually end up coming up MOUZ's favor.
Yeah. Great shots helped, for sure.
Now Spinks to hold back this pack. That flashbang does
all good.
Nothing. And Spinks dies to just USPs. Xerxin peels one off Xbox. A second death here would be odd, so you can just leave. Go ahead, jump out, support Flash, and Brolin plants. Ops gonna miss as well. They're getting so excited about the thought of these easy kills that they're not giving themselves that extra half second to make sure things go smooth. So Kixan robs the AK-47. He's gonna make it seem like he's run away, swings back in, and we'll see if that's gonna earn him a rifle in the follow-up. Regardless, 5-round lead for MOUZ, map 1.
Kixan has a lot of maps where he doesn't go positive in his KD, but you can definitely see the aim in some moments that Maui brought up. Sometimes on a site hold, like Kixan will just go so far above and beyond. But obviously, as the selfless IGL of this roster, he's supporting with utility, dropping guns, calling strats, and taking what's left over. Some games can be defined by his aim, for better or worse. They knew this match was going to be tough, especially on Dust2. Oh, it's the mayor of Cluj. Welcome. I guess that means we're coming back. This is the mayor of Sweden.
I thought Emet was the mayor.
No, he's the king.
Oh,
yes.
Excuse me. Fast round offered up here with rifles in Falcons' hands. Brolin, gonna completely catch TeSeS off. And I think MOUZ are starting to feel like Dust2 is theirs for the taking. Nico's gonna try to give him a reminder of who's really the boss in this town. Degster catching that kill over top smoke. 2 versus 2 is where we were left at a minute 20. And while the door is smoked and the window's supposed to be mollied, they're trying to get that bomb down. It will go uncontested. Dexter's nade goes a bit too deep. Torzy locks into a solid position. And the smoke fades, but leaves him in a little cover. Dexter tries to inch back, down he goes. And you're telling me with pace like that that MOUZ aren't on the brink of winning this first map.
I mean, it's again another key Brolin entry. He's just so good. It's a 1K moment that he gets every single time versus a rifle, but versus some of the best aimers.
He's got a smoke grenade here, Kixan, if he wants to try to create a path. Problem is, bomb's halfway gone, and Torji's not missing. Torji and Zershin, these two in the post plant, but also at the top of that scoreboard. And how many times have we had to enter a playoffs with MOUZ featured, and then we've had to mention the statistical drop-off of Zershin? It was the biggest pain point of this squad. And now tonight, in a best-of-5, uncharted territory for this team, and he is stepping up.
That's why I'm saying that this game right here is the horizon of Aura. For MOUZ specifically, the team that needs to shake off what they haven't been able to accomplish in front of amazing crowds like this in big stadium. Torji goes down.
Just because they trail by 6 won't mean that Falcons don't fight for this. And I think they also have to kind of start signing up for the nitty-gritty, getting aggressive in the opening bouts like this, double tunnel push. Zershin just gets blown apart by the SMG. Spinx isn't able to recover that, and it's great tethering coming in from that B-hold. But MOUZ also out long already.
This will be heard.
Jimmy's gonna go sprinting. We've got Nico queued up to try to hold this, but for the time being, operates alone.
Oh.
That is not the Nico I know. But it's the one we get in round 19. Molotov to try to deny this bomb plant, and I like this. A reroute from Kixan and his teammate. They are both gonna emphasize long instead. And you can see while Hand's busy on the bomb plant, Jimmy now turns back, and even low health, he won't suspect that second. The fact that they double up, that's the big one. Brolin, 2 kills already into this round, looks to close out Dust2. Frag grenade into the smoke, and Magus scours that site. What a shot from Brolin! Leading from the top, sharpened spear, MOUZ skewer Falcons to kick off this finals.
A sprint. We're going to get into game 2 of the best-of-5 finals with Scrawny and Launders.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, sir. Map 2 of what could be a long night. Launders, before we get passed over to me, you just told me, Scrawny, hold your horses. We could still be in for a series despite that map 1 loss. Tell me why.
Yeah, so the story here, Cluj, as we get into Mirage, is that this is everything for Falcons and house money a bit for MOUZ. They did their job by winning their map pick. We kind of thought that's how Dust2 could go, but Falcons could still 3-1, 3-2 this series. But it all starts with Mirage. Without it, very low chance a reverse sweep happens. Kixan opening duel, and mid-control looks like it's all theirs.
Oh boy. That is 3 players out middle for Falcons. Each of them collect a headshot. You know, by the time Nico gets top middle trying to get his game going, because it needs to be said, back on Dust2, man, looking mortal. Not looking like the highest rated player at the event coming into this best-of-5. Well, tries to get top middle to get the game going, and all the kills are gone by the time he gets there. So you'd think that MOUZ have been shut out of the first round of Mirage, but we'll see if Torji and Spinx can do anything about this. It's the fact that there's already that T-spawn flank in position. You know, they think they're being coy by just letting the clock burn down a little bit. Reality is Falcons know exactly what's up.
They've got him trapped. I mean, there might be very little suspicion here. Everything's being covered. I think is there an underpass? Yeah, even underpass. So
there's nowhere to go.
I mean, yeah, like they're going to need an invisibility cloak, I think, to get out of here. Or the best aim that you've ever seen.
Well, we'll see if Spinx can offer either of those two things. That's not going to help. Dexter pops up with the Berettas, and now Torji realized the dire situation at hand. A second kill would have made it a little scary, but all's good for Stan Falcons with a CT pistol.
It's a great start. Like Bleb mentioned, good start is everything here. Because there's a world where MOUZ win Mirage. It's just that Falcons have to just make sure that they're not in that version of this universe. They have to take this just for a chance. The only time we've ever seen the reverse sweep best-of-5 is in a studio with Donk. The tail end of last year, last year now, and I don't know, in an arena, I'd be hard-pressed to believe that that's maybe ever going to happen. That would be history. But I guess if there was a game, it would be this one.
Right, because our red flag in this situation is we still anticipate crazy rounds.
That's true.
As much as we can try to paint this picture of expectations, and our analysts do an excellent job of doing exactly that, these are still two teams that are very much in flux. And when you've got those moving pieces, when you've got those learning moments, you know, that is when suddenly everybody in this room's got to pay extra attention, because you never know when the best round of Counter-Strike in a year is going to happen. And it usually happens when mistakes are made. Now, this is that kind of game where those things can happen, but they won't here in round 2, as TeSeS is your round MVP, sweeping away for early momentum. Nico not even furrowing his brow yet, because the game's barely started.
So much of this game really is the maps. I mean, you can put a great team versus an average team on a brand new map, and the great team will still find a way to win. But when you take two teams that are evenly matched, so much of the game plan, so much of the aim, so much of the comfort in the rotations comes with the wins that they've put together. And Falcons, I think, will show us what we got glimpses of with Dexter, what we got moments of with Nico, a bit more consistently.
Softening grenade down there for Brolin to have to deal with. Him and Spinks at the bottom of it. Xerxin trying to add a bit of utility pressure up into Con. And we'll see how much Falcons want to sign up for this fight.
TeSeS is such a great player to have on Cat, because he is so comfortable on all the hard angles. He will peek you on bench. He will push and get into your face. He'll stay here, even if he can get peeked from multiple angles.
I think it's also a great position and a great map for him, where we can start to talk about TeSeS in a Falcons jersey.
And a little info. Bomb gets spotted.
Because he's impressed a lot of people as of late, stepping forward at times as their #1 and doing it unsuspectingly. Dexter's got to be careful, but Nico's going to go ahead and help out. TeSeS able to catch one through smoke of Top Con, and this round is falling apart for MOUZ. They had everything in position, so they thought. All they wanted was to get this split going. Xerxin down to 28 health as he kills out Magisk, but he doesn't even have the bomb, so couldn't go and find that bomb plant.
That was the pull back on the punch, but no follow through whatsoever. They were meandering inside a middle, took over connector, didn't know how to transpose into the actual site hit, and were confused why Falcons hadn't given them a fight anywhere. You know, it's always a bad sign when the window player doesn't have a smoke and they can kill you walking into connector. That's the first sign that you've taken too long with your mid control. And for the Falcons, as mentioned, TeSeS was sitting there untouched, unbothered the entire time on Cat. That should be one of the first positions. Mollied back, flashed off, threatening ladder room control so that TeSeS cannot re-swing. That's the one position, if he thinks it's been taken, that will deny him the ability to take those deep aggressive fights. And he's the one who gets info off the smoke timing as well. So as much as MOUZ could look like geniuses over on Dust2, it can all change as soon as we switch maps. Falcons in control here on the first rifle.
We were speaking to Dust earlier today, and he really emphasized that when it comes to the T sides for MOUZ and some of the shortcomings he's been able to figure out, it's, you know, this maybe simplistic approach to the Mirage T side from Brolin. At times, let's say Inferno yesterday, glorious comeback, but he can get a little repetitive when it comes to the mid plays. The setup and the pounce, and the setup and the pounce, and what, one B-pop sprinkled in, I think is the kind of their last outing. So we'll see if that's also a trend versus Falcons. Whether there's any kind of shift.
Oh, that flash definitely saved Nico.
They try to put Xerxin up on that boost. That's why Nico's now walking away wounded. TeSeS has, again, just been a thorn in their side so far throughout this first half.
Has not died yet. And again, watch him get chipped down. Watch him take a lot of damage, and watch him still take these fights.
Speaking about a lack of deaths, neither has Nico. So you've really got both sides of this mid hold popping off early. Fall back from Cat. Oh. Guys, he's an opper.
Yeah, he would have killed him in one bullet with the op, for sure.
AK, that's TeSeS department. So that is a 7-0 start for the Dane.
He didn't have armor, did he?
Yeah.
But his teammates do. That's a little bit weird.
It's because of that first map he had, you know, faith at an all-time high.
Yeah. I am the glass cannon. He tried to channel it.
Digs are going to keep eyes on connector. Got to be cautious about Palace, of course, with Magisk by playing down underneath it.
Another reactive moment here for MOUZ, but they obviously just have pistols. Well, obviously the AK on Spinks is something, but...
Jungle push, that's going to be held by Market. Very difficult for Jimmy to kind of get out of here. And Dexter going to do a great job of stopping the first. Doesn't pull the trigger on the second. All should be good. Oh! Should be!
For who?
Spinks is able to scoop up that bomb. Then we get another player trying to hold them back. And of course, Nico will make that difference. Nico feasts a couple kills at the end of that round just when things get sketchy.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see something like that because it means MOUZ have a bit of extra oomph in their back pocket.
And that has been Spinks. He's not the #1 player so far here for MOUZ, but he has been really impressive for a different reason. Like, of all the players they changed, like we keep talking about Brolin because he's replacing an IGL. It's a player from the same team, but just a whole lot more responsibility. But Spinks, he has to find a way to slot in and get comfortable, and he has looked great. He's saved a lot of moments. I think that's been the most impressive part about this change so far for MOUZ. And we don't get like the middle of the pack performances. We get a lot of like top end performances out of Spinks. And he said he's coming in to show some of these guys who don't have as much arena experience as him, which is wild because they were basically on the same path, you know, breaking in from tier 2 to tier 1. Him with Ents back in the day. Well, I say back in the day, like 2 years ago. You know, Spinks is kind of new too, but he got so much experience from Vitality.
Yes, sir. If anything, his experience is more so winning in playoffs. That's the extra emphasis. Dexter loses his angle. Misses his shot as he tries to push out. NiKo luckily gets saved here by TeSeS.
Let's keep talking about TeSeS.
You know, that is the three-headed hydra of this defense from Falcons. Between TeSeS, Dexter, and NiKo, you are not going to be able to take over mid with ease. And the fact that they have reclaimed this from a 4 versus 5 when NiKo looked like he was dead in the water.
That's amazing. They saved him once again. I say they, it's TeSeS again.
That's both NiKo and TeSeS 8-0.
It's almost become an antiquated position in some sense because people are just, there became so much utility that got focused towards Cat that the power of the Cat player kind of went away. And then it's gone back to double connector setup. TeSeS, he's still holding it down for all the Cat players out there. Willing to always peek, be aggressive, look for info, and take duels without any support.
I think it's really a testament to the old heroic days when it comes to him. Sharpened in that environment. And a willingness to swing. We actually got that out of Magis this round. It's got to be said, you know, he's going to have a more boring position throughout this first half of play.
He's made it a little fun. He was there on the site, but now he's got the push in.
And he collected a kill, but NiKo, because he's low health, is kind of giving a little space over. And Brolin making sound, so they're going to know damn well that these T's are on site. Opper, hands busy for a second. NiKo, instant headshot. Not able to get a second this time, but TeSeS there to trade him. The TeSeS NiKo trade train is simply too sharp in this moment.
That connection is stronger than carbon fiber. It's beautiful here. And yeah, you see where the kills go to the players who are fighting middle because that's what MOUZ want. But at the moment, they don't have the looks to grab it. And this is actually a 4v5 because of TeSeS. Or excuse me, it's a 4v4 because of TeSeS. Dexter can take that duel if he wants to. You can put the op in underpass and set him up for a hard shot. In fact, that's something you should use Dexter for.
Got a shot off.
You put all the great utility in place, you think the opera's going to fall back, not Dexter, because he's willing to be that uncomfortable, but it doesn't work. Oh man, Jimmy wanted to run through that molly.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted something fast that isn't necessarily middle. Because again, we've got this constant 3-player pack of Falcons starting off the rounds here. And we've got plenty of examples already in the first 5 where they're not able to puncture through. Jimpat will indeed get out from that ramp for a moment. We're going to get the smoke open top middle. There's a fight for TeSeS. Because like you've alluded to, dude, he just keeps signing up for these.
He knows when it's his job.
Brolin's going to try to get into Con. NiKo catches his head. You cannot get past these 2 players in mid.
Back through the smoke. And back of the ramp goes Jimpat.
It is an utter meat grinder right now for MOUZ out mid. TeSeS goes deep, won't be able to find an additional kill. That's the bomb confirmed at least.
It's the bomb confirmed, but still a full minute here. They can work.
Well, Jimmy wasn't able to get success going out from ramp, currently sitting 0-5. Spinks tries to take up that position. Magis leans into it on his 50 HP.
Crazy. We still have Kixan alone over on the B site, and the T's are still crawling into this 3-man trap.
Setup looks good. Oh, Dexter goes back. That's fine. Recovers what could have been a moment for Torji to kind of crack his whip towards top ticket, get the bomb site open. Not the case. NiKo waiting it out. Jimmy on the approach. Oh, double entry. Spinks catches Dexter. Magis, you've only got 50 health to work with. Do they drop their guard? Spinks coming at it. They've gone ahead and done this. 3 kills inside of this A site. This is a 2 versus 4 queued up. And we've been singing the praise of Kixan in his impact, but they've already spotted him, and they are going to trade that back. 2v4 for MOUZ to get their first round on the board.
All right, and that's the individual player quality coming through. Once again, Spinks with a critical frag, and it's a symphony of them, honestly, all at the same time as they come into the A site. But you couldn't ask for more support in good positions as you had. Any one kill totally ruins the round there for MOUZ. But they come up spades every single attempt.
What we don't get to see is how Dexter dies from the ramp push of Spinks, while Magisk is still out there on the site itself. You know, we see him locked into sandwich after.
Yeah, true. But what angle could he have had to block himself off? All right, double nade into connector. This one's looking like a faster call once again.
All right, this is what Jimmy wanted on ramp. Bombs, yeah, trying to get up that cat. Nico's going to go ahead and kill the con player. Dexter, deep angle, easy pickup from him. We get that pressure applied through smoke of connector from Magisk, and that has made an abrupt halt for MOUZ to have to deal with.
I mean, I like the setup, but without that Brolin opening kill, they can't actually arouse that suspicion on the other side.
I like that Torji just takes a look back, right? Trying to catch somebody overstepping.
And we're looking at, this time, TeSeS is not playing off of Cat. They were actually probably hoping to turn the corner with him blind, take that duel right away, but instead, Falcons show us a change-up.
It's costly in 2 deaths and a lot of health for Jimmy. But it is still a pause in the action for MOUZ, and that is going to allow for them to reconvene with all 3 eventually. Torji very adamant about waiting out this angle, but he's not going to be given anything to shoot at. You wouldn't think, right? It would be a bit foolish for Magisk to try to give up that option.
This looks like the hard read of a round, but it can also be a play on the economy. If they think that it's going to be a buy, it could be a fast B hit. Maybe they thought mostly upper B, but they had that smoke, they had the op back.
It's just so comfortable. And they go ahead and throw a player off of the bricks, right? Trying to offset somebody's crosshair. Doesn't end up happening. And it goes about exactly how you'd expect. They get thrust forward into a fully fledged defense. Falcons 6-1, and without losing a single player, this could end up being a dire half for MOUZ now.
It's amazing. The setup is incredible. It is a dire half no matter what, because even the one round they win is a 2v4. It's not a round where they do a good job of causing people to get shot in the back by turning around. Instead, they have to take raw duels with everyone waiting for them to get the singular round that they've got. It's full control here for Falcons as we move into round 8.
Oh, don't die after time, Spinks. They let him have it. Single rifle move forward, clean start to this one. He's got a bigger sign, so he wins.
Now this T side, obviously, it's one of these, I think we talked about this with Dust before we started, and just, you know, I was airing my grievances about MOUZ because you see halves from Brolin that are great. We saw the comeback from Astralis. That's
awesome.
Going to be something he remembers that'll bring MOUZ confidence in future situations. He did that on stage. T-side Inferno. But then you also have halves like this, which shows the growing pains. And I don't know if you're really ever going to get that out of Kixan. Like, you might still be able to beat him, and you can take advantage of the fact that he's building this brand new team. But I haven't seen those IGL situations from him. A half without activity, a half without ideas, a half without follow through. The worst situation I've seen from Falcons is Dexter gets too aggressive, you know, over swings, you know, forgets that he can win off of time, things like that. They go out with a bang no matter what, but they never go out without ideas.
It's a pause at the start of this. Brolin's got the window smoke. Jimmy's got a second smoke. You could try to move this forward once they think that 3-player setup has kind of disassembled itself, because it's so consistently Dexter, Nico, TeSeS. And all 3 of them usually ready to go for some kind of a swing, an aggressive response to any kind of presence. But we see that movement from the window into connector. Both angles end up getting smoked off. And again, TeSeS is happy to go peeking, but no, you gotta be careful. There are plenty of players out top middle. The fact he gets away with all his health is great.
How did he even do damage right there? 5 targets.
And he drops a smoke down for Nico to play just behind. So it ultimately concedes a bit of map control for MOUZ. But again, this is what they do. They just kind of position themselves in middle, and then what?
Yeah.
It's this next step that usually doesn't go well. Sure, you can pull off the 2 versus 4 for your 1 round, but that's the X factor. You can't reliably bank on that. Down to 30 seconds. We'll see if they can somehow pull this out of the hat with only the 2 AKs. One of them right here in the window. Nico and Dexter combining for this control. Spinx is looking to get into the action off the stairs, but all the pistol players die first. Now it is only Spinx, and he also falters. So MOUZ, you can take it every day of the week. It's right there, primed. But it's the next step that they struggle at again.
Yes, the angle awareness there from Nico is amazing. You see the guy jiggle peeking on the stairs. He knows exactly where he'll stop before he has to look at a new position. That is the power of Nico. Oh my gosh. That's the power of Nico. Falcons don't want this game to be a show just yet. They just want to close this one up, just like MOUZ did to them over on Dust2.
That's the beauty of the best of 5. We got plenty of Counter-Strike still to go. Sooner Falcons cut down MOUZ on Mirage, sooner they can try to take a lead in the maps in the series.
Yeah, we've got no Palace Lurker, no A Lurker at all on this round. So many of these rounds have ended A, especially the slow ones. This one, of course, they're setting up for a B play, but they're still keeping options slightly open. One thing that's definitely been lacking is that Lurker, because when they get exposed in mid, that's when they lose time and they don't build into something new. TeSeS, again, peeking freely off of Cat, looking for another duel, and he'll find it. 2 in the back, knocking him down like bowling pins. TeSeS, stop powering him up.
Little walkout from B-Apps. TeSeS on for the full-blown ace, but he's got the bomb at his feet, so he'll make sure that middle is clear first and foremost. And drop a little utility behind him. MOUZ are somehow going to have to get creative to reclaim this one.
Oh, you thought Nico was nice at 14-3? I present you TeSeS, 14-1.
How cool it's been seeing him thrive in this New Jersey.
Yeah, because he's revitalized his story completely. He was just the fifth wheel of heroic, did all the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. Was really good at the hard fights, but also he's somebody who got nervous in some big. He's totally different players. It's totally. And the other thing is that he's coming into a team that has like so much brand value, so much attention, a brand new system. Could have very easily just fallen in, faded away into the pack. We've seen that story happen a million times, but he said, no, I'm going to write the story myself. It's like what you said about MOUZ, standing out in a sky full of stars. You've got TeSeS, who could look at himself as a support player and say, I've got Nico to fall back on. But what have we seen? There is no way Falcons would even have these wins without his performances.
Ooh, that's a ripple.
I need to see the mayor getting involved in this wave.
There it is. Machine earlier today told a story about that sign. That sign is from the original Cluj-Napoca major. So old that Mantrus, a.k.a. Paula, signed it with his alias.
No, that's amazing. I saw it outside. The first name I looked at was Scream.
And you're like, who? That third frag here on the spray down, just kind of stepping into it. He actually sees Brolin in the background. Gets an additional freebie just kind of thrown in. TeSeS's spray lately has been getting extra attention from pundits. Because you do indeed remember the TeSeS spray downs.
I feel like I've got Dolby Atmos on right now.
MOUZ have 1 round at most. At least that's how it's starting to feel. We've got 3 rounds left in this first half. And MOUZ have, what, leaked out middle a few times, paused on catwalk for about 40 seconds once. It doesn't feel like Falcons have really needed to adapt the way that they've come out and swung.
And the reason that MOUZ don't have more of a half is because their set plays get shut down. Their defaults aren't netting them the opportunities. But when they made that comeback happen versus Astralis, Brolin made aggressive calls, but complemented them with his own entries.
Dexter didn't see him get into that corner. Brolin, he's going to catch him with a Tech-9 dink. Oh, and then the Palace play is just delayed enough. Magisk is going to be given a chance to shine here, but he gets Tech-9 up close, they've gone ahead and opened up a site. They've gotten a man advantage to go with it. They've gotten a deep ticket swing over. And MOUZ, you know, kind of playing with a bit of timing. And it did feel like eventually they could break through. Now, the matter of the fact is they still have to hang on. It'll be tough for TeSeS to offer up much. Pistol and 2 nades.
Yeah, but look who's
he
approaching.
Dodges the second one. Fire spreads in the end and ends up burning him out of this. So we're going to go 2 versus 2. You've got TeSeS sitting pretty. 15 kills, 1 death. Jimmy steps up. He's going to drop him. Kixan jumping over. No way! How does he survive that cross? And how can he pull off this clutch? With a smoke on top of bomb, that's how.
Oh, that's going to make it weird.
Brolin's going to get drawn back. Kixan's going to try to stick this.
It's the wrong angle. He's hoping he's off, and he gets them.
He finds it in the end. MOUZ will catch a second round, but only by the skin of their teeth.
Wow.
Oh, wow, I just looked around.
The stars are out.
This arena is on a very short list of special locations that have housed Counter-Strike majors. 10 years is a long time, like I said. We didn't know what we were coming back to. You've caught the world's attention, Cluj.
You make the win that much more special.
TeSeS swinging top mid. We've still got fireworks. And Kixan tucked down beneath, trying to play what Magisk does, and he will be rewarded.
No.
Spam up to the palace.
He's
rock
clairvoyant.
solid Falcons.
Bro, I mean, we got a 2v4. We have 1 eco rush that works out because Dexter misses somebody going out to Apex. That's Brolin. Another set play gets shut down instantly. And this time it's even earlier. I mean, there's been so many situations where Falcons have 1 mid just playing a standard, or having TeSeS alone as the loose aggressive peak, or jumping in an underpass, not seeing anything, and then taking the fights afterwards. This one, they come to their front door. Molly's missed, so they'll have to waste another one. And the reason is because their vision is totally blocked off here. They just need to see if someone smokes this, because it opens up options later on in the rounds.
You know, beyond the redundancy and some of the opening moves here from MOUZ on this T side, I also have to say with, you know, no insult intended, this is the MOUZ I know on stage. Look at the scoreboard. We're talking about 7 kills for Spinks and not even 5 for anybody else. Like, how is that the same individuals that were back on Dust2 rocking Falcons world?
That's what I'm saying. Maps change everything. And Falcons handled them last time here on Mirage.
They're doing it a second time. Final round of the half, 3 rounds T-side, best case scenario.
But you're right, like this is Exertion's most iconic map, I'd say, in terms of him going for connector control on T-sides. They don't have it figured out yet. Let's see if they can frag their way into at least a third, because CT certainly will look better.
Whoa, okay. Wow. Oh, it's looking nasty in all the right ways. Spinks with a recovery kill towards the A site, but it's that triple spray down from Nico that also just dropped the bomb. And Nico's not able to bag a 4th. Jimmy's going to respond back with a D-goal. They've only got 15 seconds. They really don't have time. Falcons, don't do this, okay? Just sit back, relax. You're all good. That bomb is supposed to be in Kixan's vision. You literally can't lose unless you die. Okay. Kixan's gonna make sure this one goes down smooth. That is double digits Falcons. Stellar CT side in map 2 of this best of 5 grand finals.
Some people are only tuning in now for this event, seeing Falcons play. It's the grand finals. A lot of people are going to be just watching this match, and you are seeing a Falcons that have cultivated this ability. You know, we can actually believe they could be the favorites in a matchup like this just because of the wins they have here. FaZe, Eternal Fire, MOUZ already, they've knocked them all down. This has been an amazing tournament for them. The reason that we've got Nico chance, Dexter chance, he's earned those fans by winning games versus the better teams here.
MOUZ going to try to erect a boost from underpass. This is a fun little off angle, can catch people off guard in a round like this. You know, really only gets undone by an underpass play.
Yeah, this is the old Fallen setup. It was so good.
And let's see if it nets them anything. TeSeS actually just disassembles fast. Molotov to their right side. Falcons want nothing to do with that mid setup.
Yeah, they definitely got the ick when they saw how many people were waiting for them there.
You know, a reminder to what happened back in the first pistol. Falcons played 3 players mid. Everybody got an instant headshot.
Oh, they look like they're going to walk up cat, changed route as soon as Exertion saw them.
We'll see if TeSeS, who remains over towards the B site, can sell any kind of an additional fake.
Trying to keep this clever.
You know, he's got a flashbang, a frag thrown past him.
Oh, man, I think that because it hit him, it did way more damage.
Yeah, that's TeSeS sitting on 50. Magisk down to a 5th of his starting health. Dexter to climb up window eventually. Defense is still 3 players strong on B, and TeSeS going to show a little more skin, but he's delaying it. Brolin, nice clean tap out from that A site, looks to get back onto Ticket, and he's got a teammate with him, but it's a deep push up into the Palace. Look what Dexter's been able to do. He's locked into this doorway on Market. Xertion is his victim. No denying. Whoa, never mind.
Yeah, but the bomb's going to get spotted towards the A site. The rotation will come. They just need to get some kills.
There we go. Dexter scoops up the 1. Brolin's still doing a great job of keeping attention towards Ticket. That could ultimately prime the Palace player to come back. Jimmy's now into the kill feed. Nico, he's got to now do this on his own. 1 versus 4, swarm.
Okay.
And that is Brolin, keeping eyes on the connector climb up. MOUZ letting Falcons come to them.
Absolutely. It was all about Brolin. He went for the jump spot, and he knows that he's just trying to multiply his presence because there's a 3B setup here for MOUZ. They even lose the window timing. Falcons try to make the most of the fact that Exertion got a spot on them at top of mid. Brolin's jumping spotting them from the A site, and him playing this aggressively, even though it looked like he's setting up chances for him to die, burns Tom out the clock. Puts him in a position like this. 15 seconds, and they need to still get this plant down. MOUZ do an excellent job that round, thanks to Brolin.
Nico's going to back up a second. Almost got hit by a bus. Jimmy just always playing with his nades.
One ball, Jimmy.
He's going to try to chuck it out. Nico now on the angle. Ooh, that looks immense. TeSeS and Magisk nearly half their health gone. Jimmy leans back, and he's got Spinks to tether off up from the cat hold, so I don't think you're getting out. That is an easy cleanup for Jimmy.
Yes, 4 frags, lots of money made off the MP9. Great start to the comeback.
The what now?
The comeback, entirely possible on CT side. Listen, I have all my criticisms there for T side. There's stuff to work on. It didn't work out, but you switch over to CT, and these guys can look like all-stars all of a sudden. I think there will be some pressure here on Falcons, depending on if this conversion happens on the first rifle round.
Nico currently topping the charts for Falcons, 18 kills. Him and TeSeS, man, really rock solid in that mid-hold. We'll see how they get back into the game now that they're the ones who've got to swing.
I think if I have to say, like, if I want to define the signature calling style of Kixan, even though it's still emergent, still latent, okay, I would say it's the rush call late in the game, and then it's the second rush call right after. He's comfortable trying that, even if it fails.
Ouch. Nico pelted by frag grenades underpass, but there's not really any vision to go behind that for MOUZ in mid.
Jimmy's just trying to terrorize them here in B, but he's got the suspicion that they're here. He's correct. Another jump spot. Be careful. Ooh.
Sees the bodies on the approach. And this time Spinks is a little bit busier with the mid play, so he's not here to help immediately. Oh, they've gotten out. At the very least, Magisk has gotten himself a double entry with Kixan offering up 1 before he went down. All it took was Nico bottom middle, serving up a distraction. That got Spinks off holding window, and look what comes with it.
They completely killed the communication right there. There was no way. Both players are so busy with their own situations, and Jimmy just got that jump spot as Nico made presence inside of mid. It's perfect tethering here for Falcons, and just like that, a save in for MOUZ, and Falcons will hit 11.
Just a little presence, enough to shake it up.
There's nothing too special about this round, but I think the key point is that, let's say when we watched Dexter start with the op on the back of the site bench, and they had another player watching halls, that's the optimal setup versus a full B attack. When you have someone who is pushed up cat, like we saw TeSeS do so many times, there are times where that player can get smoked out or is just too late to get into the fight to really help out. This is one of those moments. It's hard to say if like Falcons created this moment, but they definitely by drawing attention into middle, made that split happen perfectly. I just can't, I don't know if Nico would have been like, go now, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But they might have been paying attention to, oh, he's busy at this second.
You know, we get one early round from Falcons here, and it's just a prime example of how to capitalize when the cap player is so important. Makes you wonder why MOUZ kind of didn't dedicate more attention to B throughout their T side. TeSeS has hands busy middle. Maybe that sight falters, but that's a bygone half. Xerxin praying to God that somebody's going to save him here. He'll drop down into the underpass, is not able to best TeSeS.
Wow, dismantled.
Nobody answered his call. Smoke grenade into the window. TeSeS gets up close, but he's down to 30 health, so you'd think that maybe someone from MOUZ could dunk a nade on him, but...
I feel like they're missing some protocols right there. Like, that was the plan. Xerxin dropping an underpass. They weren't even totally fighting top mid. Window was smoked. How are they going to get him out?
Looked like a mission with no return.
They pulled a goalie on the B side. Jimmy's moved his way up cat.
Is this too slow? MOUZ just kind of sitting around?
This can be okay, because with mid control is also fast rotations to both sites. But with 5 alive, we've got Falcons flexing that. Kicksan here, spotting. Ooh. Brolin takes him out. That's a nice find. We'll see if they speed up now.
It's also a good dink, though, back onto Brolin, so we'll heal what he can do with only 10 points of health.
Right side smoke comes out. I think they know there's no one in CT.
Yeah, he's going to try to rotate over to Ticket quickly, but by the time he gets there, won't really have an angle. There's a connector player, but that's Brolin on that low health. That's the easy pickup. TeSeS plays it perfectly, just waits his time. The fact that TeSeS able to peel one player back could open the door.
They swung for that.
TeSeS looking to go a little deeper, and at the moment, they are not aware.
Oh, he's coming forward.
He's looking for more here. 2 kills deep already for TeSeS, but then nobody really presents. A third one found. He's going to have to do it all. TeSeS denied. It is TeSeS both sides. Woo. AK rips their heads off.
That would have been frustration for Falcons if they didn't pull off that clutch. TeSeS found a gap, but you know what? Shout out to Dexter for being very careful about the way that he planted that bomb. They threw a CT smoke, but they didn't just fully trust it blind. TeSeS with another fantastic round. 2 here to start, and the 1v2 in the end.
Yeah, it's Nico's 3rd kill in the round. That's the sprinkle. But TeSeS, that right there, dude. TeSeS scoped up on him, ready for him to make that move.
I mean, that's the cherry on top for this game for TeSeS. 20 and 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful round from both of the players left in a 1v1. They're sitting on 3 kills each as they clash. TeSeS, though, makes the difference, and he has been doing that all map long.
I don't think I've seen a single eco frag, Connor.
What? How's that possible?
Quality kills only.
We said this game was going to be sloppy. That mistake. Oh. You can't make this shit up.
Hey, the mayor's here.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Utility dropped out by TeSeS. MP9 still standing on the ladder.
Oh, that's what you get.
I think we're going to map 3 here, folks. Doesn't seem to me like MOUZ are going to be able to offer much on Mirage. Again, we've had a recent head-to-head between the teams. It's nice to see that MOUZ could do what they did last time by picking up Dust2, and I think it's a real testament that they won it so convincingly. But there was no world where Falcons were going to tiptoe into this best-of-5 and drop the ball. Spinks has brought a wealth of experience, and he's trying to teach them how to win, but it will not happen on Mirage. Buckle up. We got Counter-Strike on the menu tonight.
Said she.
All right, we're about to get into the game. It is time to quit your jibber jabber, as Mr. T would say, and let's go back to Scrawny and others.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. So good at talking, those guys, huh? They just never stop.
They asked for a little extra time.
Yeah, we let them have it. Cluj, one quick question. You're still with us, right?
Cluj, 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 Cluj. Very clutch, guys. Connor was a little too shy to try that one.
I've been there. Not doing that again. Nico to the P250 entry outer. That's what we've got in store for you. There's a world where you're all going to have to call off work tomorrow because this game's only 3 maps deep.
The mayor can call it in.
That's true.
Day off.
Shut down the city. We're playing Counter-Strike. Nico long range, not immediately able to connect. We're going to get the ramp test.
What? Oh my God.
Wait,
what?
How?
He's behind enemy lines. TeSeS. He's just teleported into the A site. They had no idea. They were dropping vent right underneath his nose.
Brolin going to try to do the same thing. That is a nice second tap. That suddenly turns this one back on its head. Falcons look like they had that A site completely under wraps. And how, with 4 players in that, do you offer up a reopening for a retake? Now, 4 versus 3, we're going to come in from both angles. TeSeS down beneath from heaven, and down goes Brolin. Xerxan going to make quick work of the climb over the box. TeSeS back sight. It's a little bit labored, and the CTs can't quite connect till Torji steps up. First one, easy. Bomb too far gone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Falcons T-side pistol.
What was this called, TeSeS? How the heck did he pull that off? Scaling to the back of the site as Torzi is dropping down the vent. Player on the back had no idea. They thought this was just a setup phase of the round.
I mean,
this is going to be a full default. Everyone walking around holding angles. All right.
I thought teleporting was like a Valorant thing.
Yeah, he definitely used some special ability.
We don't even know how he got here.
Yeah, seriously.
Excuse me, we were watching Nico's duel. I wonder if it's a walk-through main while Nico's fighting outer.
It had to be because, surely Torzi's door's closed, he's in front of the vents.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Just so focused on watching Nico duel because that's all I want to do is watch Nico kill.
Yeah.
We'll get the force buyback for MOUZ, of course. See what they can offer up. You know, as the desk so eloquently put it, this could very well be the beginning of the end. We've got Train as a 5th map, never seen by MOUZ. We've got Nuke, where Falcons thrive. 5-7 up close, though. Little bit of struggle sprinkled in. Brolin able to lock down Squeaky Door. It's a good fight back from the force buy. Nico in the site, 1v4 queued up. Now, one player still smoked off. He goes towards the door. They fumbled this one. And MOUZ make that force buy work.
Crushed at every single peak. They tried the upper hit and, well, let that 5-7 ring off like Reigns in the last match. My goodness, shut down on the A site.
That just got really quiet in here.
Yeah.
Brolin exposing the Squeaky player. Works out for him. Jimmy then just layers up, kills Nico as the last guy forward. And all right, we've got a force war back and forth.
That takes a little wind out of the sails for sure. Now, Dexter talked about how on Dust2 we saw glimpses of a good day of CS out of him, like great, insane shots. But on Mirage, he just wasn't needed. Now on Nuke, this is the litmus test of all great oppers. And a map that, as aptly brought up on the desk, has improved with Nico. As Dust said, Heroic weren't exactly known for Nuke, but Nico obviously is. And I've always said having Nico on Nuke is like having 6 players on a team. He can instantly make this map so much easier just by playing outside by himself on both sides.
Yeah, not just by playing by himself, but like Maui Snake put it, everybody who plays next to him simply gets better.
Not a good smoke. They will pop this. Jimpat has to be careful.
We'll see if he can fuel a charge into the ramp. Kicksand Tech9 start. Torji, scout damage, great. Deagle's gonna try to chase him. That's another tag, so now all of the bars for Falcons look low, except for Dexter. And you have just suddenly given Dexter a scout, plus the Magis Galil now.
The HP almost doesn't matter in this position. They do have 3 players that are extremely low, but this is just a matter of one more player getting caught off guard. That's what they have to be worried about. Spinks is making a good move, coming back through the other side of ramp to make sure they aren't going heaven. Exertion playing sneaky, he can't see everything.
I don't know, surely this low HP costs them. Surely Xerxan just able to clean up. They figured out where he is. Nico gets killed trying to join them on lower. Magis unable to get that bomb down. Dexter also done for. Xerxan, solid 3K recovery. Majority alive there for MOUZ as things look sketchy for a second.
It was, yeah, again, one bad smoke. You let someone get that close to a choke point over on ramp, and they do a good job of making that a bait, displacing the aim as they ran through on the other side. TeSeS dying, it gets scary, but in the end, no bomb plan even. What MOUZ are trying to do right now is break their awkward performances recently. At Shanghai, they had 5 straight wins on Nuke, and 4 of them were single digits for the other teams. But in their last 4 games, they've only won once, and it's single-digit losses in their 3 losses. So not on form at the moment.
I wonder if we call that the Shuhei difference. Because if I were to ask you who 2 of the biggest breakout IGLs were in the last couple of years, who are the 2 people you really think of, Launders?
The man you mentioned, Shuhei and Kixan, who called for Apex
and
in
so
that same
MOUZ,
major.
They're here right now trying to prove that they can do it without Shuhei. And that is a possibility. We've seen what they're able to offer so far in playoffs, but I present a problem for them. Not only do you have to do it without Shuhei, now you have to do it against Kixan. These are the 2 big IGLs that have kind of put themselves forward in recent years. And a lot of the difference could very well boil down to that calling. You know, props to the players on MOUZ being able to keep this system in place. They kind of switch out the head of the Gundam. And they have definitely figured out how to punch and kick. The Counter-Strike's the thinking man's game. Mowdown for Spinks. Zertian gets 1 of the 5, but as you'd anticipate, Glocks don't do much.
This is nice from the perspective of rotations, covering each other, rifle work, everything, and keeping everyone alive. It's a good way to start building a lot of bank. It's the only way to fortify a CT side. CT sides are about streaking. If you can't build up economy for lost rounds, you've got incendiaries that are more expensive, M4s that are more expensive.
Damn, you got the Cadian jersey. That's got to be off his back.
Oh yeah, true, it's a new one.
Yeah. Zertian down to the bottom of the silo. Here we go. First guns for Falcons. It's a delayed attempt of a T-side. All because you couldn't convert versus lesser weapons, but TeSeS spent ample amounts of time highlighting NiKo outdoors. I mean, Richard was shaking in his little boots, talking about how scary this was supposed to be. Zertian, not too concerned about it.
Oh, we didn't clear it properly. Took a glance, but no commitment. TeSeS' little bait works out, and he rotates in.
Spinks keeps his head down while boosted. Easy pickups.
Oh my God, he got
way
3.
too easy.
I just picked them apart. That was amazing out of Spinks. Another fluid moment of rifling. It's absolutely stepped up to the challenge of changing jerseys and putting together a wonderful honeymoon.
A little whack-a-mole moment. Spinks multi-spray down. I mean, this is an individual level that looks strong from both.
Man,
and trying to tap back into what we saw on the start of this series.
The step up on that tall box right at the end too, just insane moment of mechanics out of Spinks.
Zertian versus NiKo outside, currently 1-0 for the CT. But now NiKo's got that Desert Eagle, and NiKo with little to lose. Set up by TeSeS, right? These 2 tethered so well back on the mid setups of Mirage. They'll try to get that going again. Quick run into the secret, and Zertian's position's gonna very quickly catch TeSeS off guard.
Oh,
ooh!
There's a message. Nice one, Zertian.
Oh, wow. Jim Pat over towards ramp. Last couple bullets connected to Kixan, and Falcons hoping they can get some guns going because these pistols aren't finding any kind of openings. Just as fast as Mirage started, we are already 5-1 up for MOUZ.
We're starting about, 9 players alive in the last 2 rounds. This eco brings Falcons nothing, and yeah, it's only an eco, but it actually matters a ton. We're already breaching 10K on 3 players, basically 4 here if you count Jim Pat's $9,700.
I thought there was a very fair criticism by the analysts back before this third map started, in that we never really saw a kind of, well-timed tactical timeout from Cyclone and Brolin trying to adapt and make a new call. Where was that? Dust seemed pissed, and I think rightfully so.
That's something that we didn't bring up that we definitely should have. We saw moments where Cyclone had taken tac timeouts in some of the previous matches. They came out of it, tried to fix a couple things, but still, even for a coach, at the end of the day, it's the guy who gets to talk when the round is live is Brolin. And even off of those tac timeouts, you get some inconsistency. And the weird thing is that you can see the capability of Brolin in some rounds, absolutely as an IGL. But then in some others, it's just, I don't know, either a choice or he's just a little bit cloudy with it, or he's just, you know, obviously getting used to it.
And I think that's something that
everyone can support IGL. Calling every round, though, is a totally different job. Yeah, something I've brought up before about the great IGLs of our time, Glaives, Kerrigans, and so on, is that they're systems thinkers. And as the game goes on and they collect a little bit more information, their comms, their communication gets a little bit more complex, and they can organize 5 players within 15 seconds of a timeout and create a round that has the most subtle fake involved and just makes one guy turn the wrong direction on a part of a map that they thought was slightly vulnerable, only to subvert their expectations on another. And in those moments when we saw on Mirage, where the MOUZ would take mid control and stop and wait outside of connector and not do anything else, those rounds where they're not working, Kerrigan would be working.
Sure.
Kerrigan would be influencing a lurk. He would have foresawn that in mid control that wasn't going to win them the round alone. There would be ideas on ideas, and each one player on his team wouldn't even be able to understand the full scope of the call. You know, that's only in his mind. He just tells you what you have to do, and then he makes it look like this masterpiece of a round in the end. And I think that's, you know, the influence of playing under someone like that could lead you to believe that maybe you could do it too.
Sure.
But there's only one Kerrigan.
Of course. I mean,
and it's very hard to reach that standard. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, like we've seen delusional players play under great in-game leaders and think they could do it themselves.
Yes,
I think Electronic is an example of that.
Electronic, it happened to Yukinder. Twist also calls for Liquid after playing for Kerrigan.
There was a content piece at this event where James Banks sat down with Electronic and asked, you know, what is the system? What is the plan? And Electronic rattled off 3, 4 of the great CIS leaders that he has played underneath. And he's like, with all this influence and having watched them, you know, I think I could do that too. And then when asked about details of that system, he repeated something he's said sometimes now, and that is just, well, we'll see. Too late, man. Sometimes you got to hit the ground running. And I think it's cool that Brolin has shown us more than other in-game leaders that try to take up that responsibility. He can at least start faster.
Yes, for sure. And I came into this tournament expecting to see nothing. Like, I couldn't picture Brolin as an IGL, expecting to see nothing, and we have seen great halves out of him. So it's not like that's the end-all be-all. Here we are casting him in the grand finals. There's something to say about that, for sure. But there are some players that were made to call. Kixen starting out in this role, looking like, and he does it by proving it with a team you hadn't really heard of before he makes it to Paris semifinals. And a lot of careers are built off of runs like that. I mean, a lot of those rosters that no one could anticipate making it that deep. You have Gamer Legion when Shuhei called for them. You have a situation where players with JL and Ima come out of that and get contracts for Na'Vi and then turn around to win a major themselves. Teams you would not see without the IGLs that called for them. And now you're here, you have Kixen with his newest team and the most talent in the grand finals. With the stack of beer getting longer than ever.
I mean, I think that thing might reach us. You know, I've actually heard the rumor is we're going to get a return for all those cans, and that makes up the prize pool. So don't drop it. There's a chance we make a can train from here all the way back to Bucharest.
You're saying that thing is 6 hours long?
I'm curious, for how many of you out there is this your first Counter-Strike event?
Whoa.
And I think that's a testament to as to why we have to visit new cities, because Counter-Strike 10 years ago came to Cluj-Napoca, and in that time we all know what this thing grew into. And I think that's the beauty of what PGL have done here, bringing it back, taking a chance, and for you guys to show up. I just want to say on behalf of everybody involved, players, talent, production, Thank you guys for showing up and being so goddamn awesome. You can see Torji on stage soaking it in. I hope each of you have made a friend so far this weekend. Sitting shoulder to shoulder alongside people who love this game as much as you is something special. That's Counter-Strike.
That's right. It's a vehicle for friendship. Some people who meet here today will be friends for the rest of their lives. And you just get to watch some great games in the process.
Quick little tactical timeout after a delayed tech. We've got PCs switched out. Shout out to the admins. All the players behind the scenes that make this possible. 15 seconds or so, and we jump right back into this nuke. Can Falcons respond? That's the big question. You'd think, surely. Again, beautiful picture painted by the analyst, but a lot of that hinged on the individual level of guys like Nico and Launders. 6 rounds in, where is it?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had many rifle opportunities. We have a situation where Nico goes outside once, gets countered by Exertion because he half clears something. There's still more to give here, and it'll be another rifle to try it. This half is not beyond saving, but it is the start that makes you think it could end up like Mirage if they're not careful.
Ooh, see ya.
What? Spinks got spotted fully.
Kinda turned his back to this. No way you didn't notice that. TeSeS just jumped over top of your head.
No. They hear.
His knees crunched.
What? They heard him hit the ground.
Chimpad gets blasted down at a secret. I mean, that
TeSeS
audio cue somehow goes unnoticed. And now we're starting to watch the Falcons get the kills that a lot of people hope they would. So,
Nah, he had like a spider cam view of Spinks inside Mini as he ran off of the metal, jumped onto the floor by Unbreakable, which is a very standard thing to do, and Spinks heard it all. But somehow that wasn't calmed, wasn't noticed. I have no idea. Either way, you can see what one small moment can do to a round. 5v2 now with TeSeS up in heaven.
No, that's coming from a guy who's 11-2 at the moment, playing lights out at the start of map 3.
Oh, he was so confused when he heard TeSeS running around because that was supposed to be the guy dueling him to cut him off from getting up there. But now things are going perfectly here for the Falcons. They can sow in all their seeds of paranoia on both the upper and lower side as the CTs have to pick very reserved positions.
Just don't mess up this bomb plant.
Yeah, well, with the amount of utility, you would think there's no way.
Spinks waits, Brolin catching a kill. This would have to be a 2 versus 5.
Well, it's begun. Nico's low. Brolin, or Kixan is too. But yeah, Brolin and Spinks. Also, I don't even know if they want to think about this with their HP. That's their own problem. They have lots of money, which is something. But you can burn through this amount of money and have to save again and a half. It must be said. It would only take 3 rounds to do it. But it is absolutely worth trying to kill as many exits as possible to make this the worst win that it can be.
You know, they don't die, though. You think the beauty of it is, yeah, okay, you can still recover, but bomb's going to pop and, okay, all's good.
Yeah, that's actually solid. Nico dies at the same time, and there's only 1 save now for the Falcons. So that's about as good as it gets here for MOUZ. After the start that took place. Yeah, let's run it back.
Yeah, how does 4 best of 3 sound?
Let's go.
5 rounds is where MOUZ will stall for a second. Like we alluded to, so much cash. I mean, look at this rebuy. Look at the money that's still left over. We'll be talking about guns in MOUZ's hands for quite some time. That's what they've earned with the strong start.
Yeah, and even with 2 saves, right? Yeah. Spinks has $12,800.
Also has to be said, obviously last round boils down to like a weird moment. So if Spinks wants to make up for that right now by, you know, maybe charging onto the rooftop, well, maybe this goes right back into MOUZ's hands. Looking to make up for an awkward moment, let's call it, in round 7.
Oh, he's here to take control. This is beautiful. What are you supposed to do about a guy on T roof? There are no protocols to make this approach happen so early. Dexter's coming up with a bomb. And he has no idea where Spinks has gotten off to, but now it's turned into an A map.
Ooh.
Oh, not bad. That actually saves things. Nico, he gets another lead, but there's someone on the steps waiting.
Yeah,
Jimpat.
nice to have 2 players downstairs. So the 1 kill on tubes is all that the T's have to work with. Torji gonna let his position be known, but there's a really nice tethering going on between players. We saw it with Jimpat lower. Oh, and almost Dexter, but he makes sound. That puts Brolin on high alert. And this is a moment for Spinks, who is playing lights out right now. 14 kills, 3 deaths.
Okay.
Big man chilling.
Yeah, they are hanging on by a thread. Wow, that's not a great rounds.
Well, it depends who you are.
Yeah, it is for MOUZ, but not after what we just saw. The instant 5v2 into what looked like, oh, maybe Falcons could somewhat recover the half, but then MOUZ are still rich. They saved 2 players last time, and now they get away with these aggressive pushes. Well, if anything, this is exactly what you want to see from MOUZ.
Yep.
They aren't even letting the kills come to them.
This is exactly what Spinks was supposed to bring to the table in order to springboard MOUZ not only back into playoffs, but to trophy lifts. And if he can't do it by instilling confidence into his teammates so that their performances individually look as good as they can, by God, he'll do it on his own. At the moment, he is. Very little buy-up for Falcons. And we talk about that wealth of economy over on the MOUZ camp. Unfortunately for Falcons, it only really goes one way. And Nico has looked like a shell of himself. We are 9 rounds into play. He is 2-8.
Yeah, and if Nico's going to be the reason that the old heroic core can achieve new heights on Nuke, well, can't get away with dying in situations like this. And I think they even had to leave that gun behind. So what have they got here? A clean cross with the 4 players left alive. The CTs have not moved a muscle upstairs. Doubled up on ramp as well, actually. This is quite a gap. It's very possible that Falcons get a little confused, though, not seeing a single person, and start throwing utility to get into protocols.
There's no smoke, though, for the covering of the bomb plant, so you think the ramp players could come down fast.
I can't believe MOUZ haven't moved at all.
Right?
Like,
well, at the same time, can you? Because this is one of the criticisms we have for them sometimes.
Yes, this is, yeah, that's kind of wild. This is a moment where it's opened up on the cross.
So Falcons,
even
suddenly,
if they didn't see anything, they know that it could have happened.
Trying to lean into these positions, going to force MOUZ's hand at a retake.
And there's still a lurk here, actually.
Good test for MOUZ, and door swung. That's going to get stopped instantly. 5 versus 3 looks comfortable until a double kill comes back.
Oh.
Falcons have tiptoed their way onto a completely empty site, and we're left scratching our heads asking, where the hell was MOUZ?
Okay, let's look back on this for a second. I mean, full credit to Falcons for not overthinking this. They didn't see anybody. No one put pressure on them for control steps. No one was there in decon. They walked up, took all the map control, no response. But what is this from MOUZ? There are 2 cross smokes outside. Xerxin, you just killed someone on silo. People walk across sometimes. You have no one starting secret. You don't see anybody anywhere. They double up ramp, they give up outside, and they play as if they're the ones who are down 4v5. No movement whatsoever. Where is the prophylaxis in a situation like that? If there's a gap, it doesn't matter if you have confirmation, you still have to fill the gap, especially when you're up numbers. You can always afford to have someone downstairs, even on a 5v5 setup.
Mistake made. I do like that MOUZ instantly called that pause. We'll see what Cyclone can try to adjust. But there's no denying that when you had almost all of the economy from Falcons bottomed out, they would have been walking into this round with a save. All you had to do was stop them on that B site with a man advantage, and you would be looking at Falcons with nothing. Now, it's a 3-round lead, 6-3, but it's Falcons with cash back. I guess the silver lining is MOUZ still have a ton of the money that they were able to grow early on.
I think they're just scratching their heads just a bit. Yeah.
Gold, gold, gold.
Why did you say it just like that?
FaZe. I believe that's a "We Want Ancients" chant.
So we had one gift of a round, sort of, with that missing the TeSeS jump.
Yeah.
They crushed on that one. Then we have this follow-up, clear mistake in for MOUZ, into the tag timeout. Very important. Another opening duel here, 1. That's Xerxin outside. He's been giving us those.
Yeah, he's going to have to also best Nico, who is opping. When the rifle doesn't work,
Listen.
Neither does the op, usually.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he can do. We'll give Nico the benefit of the doubt. He can do everything else.
Yes.
But right now, Spinks is wasting not a moment. I love the aggression that Spinks has been able to offer, not just once inside of lobby. See ya. Xertion's gonna get another one over top of Nico, and there is finally some kind of a response back. That actually does open up the possibility of a lower drop. Flashbang at the feet of the Opera on rotation. Do Falcons test the waters? Into hell they'll go.
Beautiful moves out of TeSeS. 2v3. Over rotation downstairs here.
Now this time they're here.
Yes.
And they get here ahead of time. We get that smoke to trickle down onto the site. 50 to the clock. TeSeS scouring backside, looking for some kind of a kill. They're gonna go Danish. Oh, TeSeS has done it again, but he's lost his teammate. That's the thing. Reload. Oh. Xertion able to jump on him before the gun was ready to go. And the two surviving players here for MOUZ. We have got to talk about these performances because Spinks was lights out to start this.
Yeah.
15 kills deep already. Now we're talking about Xertion up to 12 and 3.
No, it's been amazing from him. And it was him at the beginning of the last round as well to get that kill outside. He's killed Nico twice. He killed him up on Silo. He takes out Dexter this time and turns Nico into the Opera. This is, I mean, you can't ask for much more from that perspective. It's still 7-3.
He's also 4-0 in opening duels right now, Xertion, and I think that comes at a cost directly of Nico. Fast one. They're going to try to charge out hot. Spinks isn't ready, but luckily for him, teammates to cover all around the bomb site, and all it ends up being is a ton of damage, and not a single foot step forth into that A bomb site. MOUZ are making mincemeat of Falcons on this defense.
Yeah, making them look like they were lucky to get those three off the back of the pause. It's looking good now. Another 2-on-5 situation. Last one was made close by TeSeS, who almost put together the round of his career. But here, with eyes from Torzy and the jiggle spot, he goes down.
Total collapse.
So clean. All right. Couple weird moments, but the player quality is bubbling to the surface.
Launders, are we going to see Train?
Train is the prophecy.
Does Cluj like Train?
Best of 5 grand final finish on Train. I like the way that sounds.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Well, choo-choo, son.
Yeah, it's a wild expectation considering MOUZ have, well, not played it. Fast move. Out onto the A floor, maybe. They kind of stutter for a second, waiting out that utility. But they do end up diving a bunch of bodies downstairs. Can Torzy lock this in? Missed shot between the two.
Oh, the bomb gets by.
Magis to able to plant. Tech9's going to go to pressure the double doors. Now, soon enough, TeSeS can try to deal with the Opera, but Torzy able to push forward before anybody can attack him from the back. Jimpat up in the rafters. Torzy right here with him. Nico's given a chance, and now Nico and TeSeS
surprise,
have been able to push this 3v3. We still have that one player for Falcons upstairs. Dexter can take his sweet time.
He doesn't want to, though, does he? Comes in for the peek. That makes it a 3-on-2.
Spinks drops.
Spinks keeps going.
So will Nico. TeSeS has been great, but this is a massive ask. Brolin on top of the bomb, and Spinks offers up the distraction. Excellently done to deal with that one-player upper. 9-3, CT side, and a bleak picture for Nico on this map.
It was a game of patience, and no one plays that game better than Spinks. Amazing half out of him. Again, new addition here to MOUZ. 9-3 on the CT side, yes, some weird moments, but overall the output was extraordinary. The pick plays, again, at the beginning of the round, just kept working. Xertion at the helm of that, and he is the guy who's always in the untradeable spots for MOUZ. If he plays well, you win by a wide margin, and that's what we're getting out of Xertion. Cyclone Tack seemed to solve it.
Oh, good shout out.
Yeah.
It's something that the desk wanted to see more of, so sure enough, a little fine-tuning comes out of the MOUZ camp.
And now we've got the situation where a pistol and a CT side for Falcons could make them look like geniuses as well. That was not a great look of a half from them. They did just get fully crushed on every stop.
(13-6) Dust2, 13-4 Mirage.
Yeah, when's the close map? It's kind of a good way to start a best of 5, though. There's something brewing.
Getting back on schedule after that Astralis matchup. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Here we go, second pistol at hand. Anybody could take this from Falcons, and a pistol could kickstart the comeback. Like you said, making them look like geniuses to show some resilience in the face of an unexpected challenge. Obviously, MOUZ don't want anything to do with that. Spinks brimming with confidence after his first half. There he is. Finally, a glimmer of what Nico can offer, but he can't do it all. Magisk is already down to 8 health, or can he? Nico! 4 kills already! And you saw what he wanted. A little energy from the team. 5th one, Judah! It is Bosnian brilliance! You want it? You got it!
N-I-K-O!
He looked down the line after that frustrating first half, raised his hands in question. Where's the energy? Where's the fight? Where's the fire? MOUZ just got dropped into it. 3 and 11 before that ace.
You could see him on the camera talking to his teammates, kind of gesturing like talk more.
Yes.
That's what it sort of felt like. But they definitely needed more in the fragging department, so that's what we just got, right? An ace, and he's 8 and 11 now. But CT side is a chance.
What if Spinks just...
Hey, if there's one guy who could do it to him right now.
Doesn't this just have a makings of, oh, nice ace, bro, get deeged? But that would also bank on Nico putting his head up over that staircase, and also for Spinks to hit the 30th deagle shot of the series so far. And it looks like that waiting game starts to favor Falcons.
It's a game of patience versus Nico, not Dexter, so that
True.
swing may never come. There it is. Look at the timing on this guy. 45 seconds. They haven't cleared outside. He knows he has the right to come here.
Speaking of Dexter, where's he at?
When it's been quiet approaches from MOUZ, that's when Falcons look their best. And TeSeS here on ramp. Blam mentioned him.
Playing on top of this box and ready for the push through. Looks to maybe try to get a little more. He's got Dexter to work with him. And you'd anticipate nothing really here out of MOUZ, but they will still find 1 Glock kill. Frag grenade hits all 3, almost kills them. And look how fast this guy's into the action.
Oh, they're taking more damage.
A piece of ramp. Dexter and Nico will kill 2, but a bomb plant is a great silver lining. Magisk isn't here fast enough to stop it. We'll jump through for the frag, so that's Falcons to get a 5th. Converting pistol, unlike back in the first half, which certainly would have helped once we see how things go down.
Yes.
But
yes.
better late than never.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, money matters here. Bomb plant's a small win. After that ace, man. After that ace on the CT side, it's not just a 4th round. It feels a little bit different.
What he said.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Is this going to be the first comeback of the grand finals? I know you guys are some Falcon fans in here.
First time we've had to say that.
Dexter's first time getting cheered for.
Yeah,
There's just
tears in
something
his
so
eyes yesterday.
Charming about hearing that.
Especially after his time away from competitive play. Very well could have been one of the guys lost to the history books of Counter-Strike. Wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. Nico kind of invites this swing out from Xerxin. Oh, but Spinks, hot on his trail, double kill into the A site. Got a teammate still to work with.
It's been a thriller from Spinks. 2 kills here on this round.
We've got another double up inside sight. Offers that frag grenade to main, which nearly kills the top performing MOUZ member. Magisk still looking for contact, has almost killed Spinks.
Little bait going on back here. Magisk looking to peek. He has to play a little wide at all times. They're coming in slow.
TeSeS trying to get into this play as well.
They might forget about him now.
That M4 is going to now be found out. TeSeS only got 1. Dexter's chance to clutch. 5 health versus 9. And they can walk away.
No impact grenade here. Spinks switches to the M4.
Sliding forward. When's it come? Nobody knows until Dexter strikes him down. Ice cold from the back of that bomb site, and it has to be said, that was a lot of bodies inside of A, and it looked like MOUZ wrote off the possibility of 4 standing strong within it.
Best part of this round is Spinks, of course, because not just 1 kill, but the perfect pre-aim here, top hut. Taking out Kicksand makes this very scary. All their front site control goes down, but equally so. It's the bait on the back of the site with 2 players. Dexter dropped into full commit. And he's a man who has no commitment issues. When he feels like he needs to make a play, he goes for it.
Well, it might be one of those go for it moments here in the 16th.
Yeah, another
Looks like MOUZ are eyeing up this ramp.
It's another 5-man here towards the
frag
ramp.
in the middle of the pack. Dexter's already clipped the front runner. Easy repeat for the second. TeSeS now doesn't have to stick around. Could choose to. May very well catch them off guard or
give up a M4 chance to plan.
Is dire because now you lean on Kicksand, who only has 3 kills in this map. You'll find a 4th one, but that Tech-9 continues to tap it back into the realm of possibility. Nico on the single door swing, but he doesn't offer up the death just yet. Doesn't want to fall like the others already have.
It's a golden opportunity for MOUZ, but it won't be easy. Brolin is so low.
They're going for the fight, dude. They want to sign up for this. That is a huge dink. Now suddenly they're going to go trying to swarm into Nico. Low health. Torzy, his hands on that M4, and he gets it in the last few bullets of the mag. Now up against Dexter, up in hand, nade, dodged, flash to get him out. He tries to interrupt, peek around the smoke, and he's got it. Back on top of bomb, Falcons take a 7.
That was no problem for Batman. Swooping in, full kit of utility, threw the nade in, had the smoke to his name.
But those are the rounds that are going to get this game into that realm of electricity. Do you truly think that MOUZ are going to lose this lead and lose the chance of pushing it into Ancient with an edge without going for wild rounds like this? No shot. That flashbang just ruins him.
Y'all got any more Facebook memes? Or wow, 2-round game now, Connor. And I just want to draw attention here to another 5-man setup, okay? T-sides with too many 5-man setups. And you start to think they're losing a little confidence in the default, going a little bit too much for rushes. CT side for them looked phenomenal because you have to split up and they could just go for one tactic. That pretty much worked the entire time to get Exertion his frags. But if you want to take down Kicksand, who's not an elite IGL yet, but has the makings of one, you're going to have to try a little harder. Also, Nico, support IGL on this team, can win a game of Nuke all by himself, as we saw on the pistol. MOUZ have to come at this game full strength. They want to close here on T side.
Nico started this second half with only 3 kills to his name. He's trying to recover. But as long as he tries to play catch up, with dinks like that.
That's the pressure on the cross you want to see. And listen, here's a moment for Falcons that MOUZ, we had the same situation. They left lower completely open. Here's a timing that will be called by Nico, even though he doesn't get a kill.
Molly in front of TeSeS.
They have TeSeS here to hold control side, which is so paramount to making sure the B site is under wraps. If they want to take it back upstairs, though, that could be an idea. No.
Feels like they're going to size up this site a little first. TeSeS turns. Oh, that's so good.
Incredible flash dodge right there.
Now they're going to try to get the pressure going. That is nice. Opening the door and getting Torzy onto the angle to better the Opper, but TeSeS very quickly sweeps away a second frag. Bomb plant denied. No cover.
Oh, it's because it wasn't control. They didn't have control side.
Torzy was still back within that single door, so we've already seen a near recovery in a similar round. The problem being 15 seconds on this clock.
I mean, good luck with this. Don't you want to save?
There was some really clean, minute moments in this round for both teams.
Yes.
A, TeSeS dodging that flashbang. B, door swing into Dexter, holding the angle, and still MOUZ come out with it. Falcons has turned this game upside down.
Completely.
1 round apart.
5-man again on the cross outside.
Is it redundant?
It's too one-dimensional, too one-note. In isolation, it's not bad to have rounds like that, but it cannot be the entire map of your half. Not when Nico sees cross smokes and actually gets suspicious like MOUZ didn't. Puts pressure down on the cross, calls for the early rotation, keeps vision outside so he knows they aren't trying to wrap or lurk through those smokes in the first place. That's why you need to punish moves like that. That's why you need to pressure a top mini while you're taking that control to push Nico back. You can't let this guy see anything.
This is a little bit different. Dexter over towards main this time around. They're not all in behind this cross just yet. Deeper wall of smokes. Torji on the hunt. Now he knows that he's got Nico pinned in behind Unbreakable. Dexter's gonna go hunting, looking for something elsewhere. And that's gonna cost him. Jimmy comes out from the corners of Squeaky.
Okay.
And one of the best situations we've seen from this T side so far, but Brolin almost, only almost, caught off. He still delivers that bomb into the A site. Magus now, from behind that Tetris box, holds the line.
And Jimmy won't come out.
He's got support. It's a slow play from Jimmy, which opens the door for TeSeS' flank. But this flank has to be timed to a T. First one's easy. Now we've got that up on the runaway, and TeSeS will give Torji time to run.
Oh, TeSeS is not scared. Torji is trying to do something different. Turning, watching his back, but he gets away to lower. TeSeS still has vent control to his name. Torji can turn this back up into heaven if he wants to. TeSeS can split the difference and play by Squeaky. Let Torji go for the plant if he wants to. But Torzi, he's got to take a gamble, and if he gambles upstairs, he will probably pay greatly. Torzi, what's the decision? Executive choice.
Down to 20. Knows he can't take a single bullet from this AK-47. And when I look at the tools that TeSeS has for this job, that's a smoke flash kit all ready to go.
Torzi going to go for the last second plant lower. TeSeS was hoping that this was going to be an upper hit. He's still going to be a fast rotation downstairs once this plant takes place.
It's a huge health advantage for TeSeS, but what it boils down to is that op.
You want, Torji.
TeSeS slow on the approach. I want this crowd silent. Now the position known. It's all about the op shot. One op shot needed. And that's the one you get. Torzi, that entire time, thinks he's standing on death's doorstep. Knows one bullet makes a world of difference.
That's fantastic stuff. Man, Brolin gets these key kills sometimes. He gets caught off guard by Nico, crossing into Mini with the bomb, and no one there to trade him. He instantly snaps back and gets that frag. They frag their way out of it.
Torji trying to be that saving grace, because the big question was, can Spinks in his individual performances be enough to thrust this roster into trophy lifts? And it wasn't looking like it was enough to crack through this CT side, but a little runway offered to Torji. And of the rest of the pack, he is the guy that struggled the least on stage, right? He has been trying to be the engine of getting MOUZ to break through. Well, there's a clutch, maybe inspired by Spinks' 23-10, that could, and I only say could, get them back in this, because it is both teams, all the money on the line.
Man, they're so broke. Look at them. We got a MAC 10 on the T side for the team who just won an MP9 from Falcons, who are trying to buy up again. Everything can come down to this round. Both teams will be crystal clear on this. Face pressed up against the A hit.
Just MP9, he's gonna have 2 to go. He's pressing in! He's not able to finish Spinks. He tries to jump them, and they will jump right back into an A site that's lost its defenders. And the Heaven player doesn't want to make this move.
There's too much value. They've got to get out of here. This is MOUZ instantly winning the round.
They just take that timing, little bit of timing, and you know what it's offered by? Magisk on a push. A push with 5 kills to his name, drops the ball for the first kill, and they flood into that A site.
I'm glad we got this moment at Torji, because on that last lower hit where they 5-man crossed outside, Torzi was the only one who got the kill that could have brought that round back to fruition. It was an amazing pre-aim into control with Dexter watching, and he hit that shot, and he hits another key one in the one-on-one versus TeSeS. Totally changes the makeup of this half. The reality of the future muddies the waters entirely for Falcons, even though they've made this partial comeback here on CT side. It's actually still very fortunate for Falcons. This isn't a round where they overcommit, lose all 5 players.
Still, it's nothing but silver linings and a gut-wrenching feeling as MOUZ look to break through.
But MOUZ have to be extremely careful again. But no surprise, you have Spinks having the game he's having, and he wins his duel versus Magisk, even though Magisk is hoping someone comes into hut. That one kill could have stopped things, but he's the one who's 5-15. Spinks is at the top, 24-10.
What's a play? What's a play? How can Nico get freed up? Well, you put a scout on a full dedicated outer. This could end up letting Nico hold A, right? Clearly in the last round, that is problematic. Is Nico enough of a recovery? No, so TeSeS gets active on his own.
That's
and that is man advantage here for Falcons.
And this was the only thing they added to this round. It's now a 4-man cross. The one guy who's waiting in trophy goes down. And there's still pressure here.
Oh, he's got him.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Easy spam for Nico. He's been just thriving with that damage time and time again. Kixan can lean down, be the early warning sign, but what if Brolin has a way to route down through vent instead? That A site looked prime for the taking. What if he goes back? Because right now, Xerxion's testing lower at the same time. Brolin, he's got a blind P250 in front of him. Kixan down to 3 bullets. He's not able to stop this. Now we're looking at a recovery. Nico sees them up along the wall. Dexter gets his. Up shot connects. They line up right in front of the crosshair. Made easy for Nico.
Shooting bullets at gold, man. Not wasting any ammo. Tapping for the collat on the cross. That's ridiculous. Any more HP and he gets away with that. It's a round that starts 4v5 here when Jimmy gets spotted by TeSeS. Another key moment for TeSeS in this series. Timeout here for Falcons. And this close game gets closer. That round was just to keep it alive though for Falcons. They were taking on water. They had very low money, even lower than MOUZ did. MOUZ at least win clean on their upper hit with this lead.
This TeSeS aggression up into the trophy room just finds Jimmy along the wall. Look how easy it looks for Nico. And this lineup, I mean, when I saw this peek up in front of him, dude, if Xerxion has a bit more health, maybe that isn't as easy for Nico. Maybe we're talking about MOUZ sitting on 12.
But yeah, that's right. You don't just let people cross. You don't even let them think about it.
Dexter, Nico, TeSeS, these 3 players making up for a struggling bottom of the pack. Kixan and Magisk have left a lot to be desired. But core for core, Falcons keeping up. 4 rounds left in regulation. Nico finally gonna try to change things up a little bit. We'll see if that Dexter shot from a long range distance goes ahead to set up this. Denied! Brolin just takes his head off. And all that pressure that's been successfully added through the smokes, that's not part of the equation here in round 21. Somebody will have to make up for the loss of Nico. Can it really be Kixan? Looks good to start.
Xerxion, look at that expand, goes all the way to the right.
Out through hut, down they go again. The same 2 players who have struggled on A, drop the ball again.
Okay, that's amazing. MOUZ will take 12 off this round. There's no chance of Falcons getting back into this site. Brolin's key frag on Nico. And in these one-on-one situations, yes, Nico got his ace on the pistol. Yes, Nico had that great last round. But when he's been solo, both sides, MOUZ have got the better of him, whether that was with Xerxion or with Brolin on this round. And these are key rifle moments. They are not letting Nico build any momentum. He sits here still, 14 and 15.
1 round to go. We saw.
Whoa, wait, they come in super late. Oh, they were trying to drop someone in the back of the site. But yeah, that's kind of wild considering their money, but okay.
Yeah, costly, right? For what remains the question. But 1 round ago, we see Nico added into main instead, right? Freed up by Dexter and Garage to try to maybe prop up this A-site defense. No Nico as he goes back to Red Room. A falls just as quick again.
And to be fair, I think that was just a really nice adjustment for Brolin. I'm pretty sure he was watching the side of Mini. They're doing their cross smokes. Nico did have a good timing to peek, but hey, he does that to people all the time.
It's an unexpected turn of events in the first half, and it's an eventual close by the looks of it here in the second. MOUZ could damn well be walking into Ancient with 2 maps in their back pocket, because we know that if this goes to Train, the odds shift away from them. We don't know what Train looks like for this team, but we know their Ancient can be competitive. We thought it all hinged on Dust2. Lo and behold, Nuke could be the key to this series.
Nightmare map here for Magisk. They need him to be the up ranker. It's simple as that. And this is the spot that he was best in. I mean, when he switched over to play ramp earlier in his career, like last year when he was playing with the other iterations of Falcons, it wasn't that comfortable. He was too active, didn't know when to fall down. You know, always wanted to see him back in the upper anchor position. That makes sense for him. But here, low ADR, low kills, 0-4 on opening duels, and these upper hits are what are winning MOUZ important rounds.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get another. The pace from MOUZ has looked lethal. A chance to jump on it. And it's going to be Xerxin to the tip of the spear, trying to go head hunting, but he will be clipped out by Dexter. It's a change up in the position. Brolin takes over Garage. There's more bodies where the first one came from. Dexter, be careful. Chucking grenades out. But already now MOUZ, they've got this information.
He has to be aware, though, like Dexter, of the fact that Nico is out here, but he can't actually cover that spot. The thing is, MOUZ have information, but they don't know he went back here.
And while it may be 5v4, it's also Magisk, who's been near non-existent throughout this third map, sitting on just the 5-7. So MOUZ will use that clock as a resource.
This is an interesting setup. It's a big commitment by Nico because he won't be able to help out upper really quickly. But if they do go outside, he's a genius. And if they're going for the wrap right now,
Nico leaning so far back.
he could literally win this round, depending on his kill. But here comes Spinks, heavy hitter.
The heaviest so far on Nuke. That's a little weird angle. Can't quite get him. There it is. E taps away. It's a good bit of damage.
That nade, it's got to go sailing.
Yeah, not quite that strong, brother. Dexter attacks with the sidearm, and that's going to take a second player off. They tried to tiptoe their way out into the yard.
Dude.
For a moment there, MOUZ looked lost.
Man.
For a moment.
I want to be critical of Nico, but every single round he's put himself in the spot where the T's are coming. And this round, he avoids danger in such a way they look more lost than ever. They walk right by his angle. He takes a risk in getting out here. Him and Dexter pair incredibly nicely. That's a pretty fortunate P250 shot, I'll say that. But the hot swap to the op was a nice look from Dexter.
And the unfortunate trade-off for MOUZ is Main and Hut, which have worked so well. They could. This looks fast. My God, this looks fast.
Yeah, man. Magisk is up there. He's struggling, but they're actually taking it to ramp.
And they're going to try to test Nico and TeSeS. Those aren't the guys you want to fight with usually. Brolin on the brink of victory here on Nuke. Keep it simple. But Nico awaits. Bomb now dropped. Fast move out of Kicksand. And it's Falcons to hold the line.
24 rounds promised. Scary on ramp, but that only sped up MOUZ into the death trap.
To 9-3 first half. It's an ace by Nico in the second pistol. That is what makes this possible.
And once again, he's right about where they want to go.
Your first 24-round game of Counter-Strike in this Grand Finals. Come on, Cluj! Could be another fast move. Nico gonna get into secret uncontested.
Yes, I don't know if they spot. Man, Nico's got no smoke in this spot.
That's not it, dude. He doesn't have the tools to work with. Could his teammates bail him out?
Yes, they can. They can flash over top of secret. They can also, if he doesn't think he's spotted, I mean, he can sit there as long as he wants. Here's the flash.
Flash over for it, doesn't swing immediately, waits an extra second. Now they're gonna come to him, but
Volley goes to the stairs.
They're not thinking about the right spot. Nico, he is going to remain patient. We have already seen him patient in these kinds of plays. And
he gets crushed again.
Just snaps it on him. Your king's gone down. And if Falcons are gonna truly run this all the way back, it's gotta come from the others. Magisk is able to shave one player off this, then disengage into the A site. What are you doing? What is Jimmy up to? Back's turned! And he gets it out from Squeaky. That's Jimmy in the middle. And with Dexter now sliding back into this site, he's scouring, looking for a lifeline. Denied by the Finn. Triple out of Jimmy. And MOUZ will not waste this chance. TeSeS tasked with a near insurmountable clutch. There's already a player up above, and down they go, sent packing. 24 rounds of action on Nuke, and a real chance to hoist that trophy with or without Shuhei. Thank you, gentlemen. You know, it seems like what Richard wants, Richard gets. The
Fuck
Brolin.
it, I'm taking the beer. Shout out Chad and Alex one time.
It's been phenomenal sharing this stadium with everybody. We're gonna do it here on Ancient. There's a world where this one ends. There's a world where we go train. All I know is this crowd's still hungry, and tomorrow you wake up with no Counter-Strike, so make a little noise!
Yes, sir! Let's go, man. And as amazing as Falcons were on Ancient, MOUZ have 2 good wins behind them here at Cluj. They could very well carry that momentum forward from their last win that was on razor-thin margins and make something of this. But Falcons should be teaming with confidence.
We saw that ace from Nico with a USP 1 map ago. Right now he's got TeSeS ahead of him. TeSeS looking to take a page out of Nico's book. Glock dead. Falcons looking to establish early in the pistol. Fast swarm from Falcons looking reinvigorated after the loss back on Nuke.
Yeah, and they're probably a little bit frustrated as well, knowing that they could have won that. That was a map that ended 13-11, where Nico, every single round, read the setups, put himself in a position of frag, and got 1 bulleted by Exertion in the first half, by Brolin in the second. Brolin had 11 frags at the end of the game. I think they were all Nico, I swear.
That poor guy. You know what? I think it's sweet revenge for getting, you know, an ace in the pistol. Huh? You think you're going to set yourself up to make that comeback happen, and then he's the guy that gets flicked on round after round.
So immediately Falcons turning up the temperature, full map control. Over down B as well. MOUZ sitting back.
I think it's a tech pause. I saw Xertion tapping his headphones.
Okay.
Not to spoil this one, but I guess we're all going to have to wait.
Good thing we have beer.
Yeah, true. And Counter-Strike. But looks like we'll play it out.
Yeah, he's moving. No damage has been taken. They're just going for it. It isn't, I'm sure he wasn't like, yeah, we could have won this round.
I need my audio. I've got a Glock, guys.
That would be pure confidence, though, if he's like, yeah, I need the reset.
Yeah, what confidence was that setup we saw in the pistol flying down out of mid.
That's right.
Nico and TeSeS, dude. I mean, we saw what they were able to do back on Mirage, tethering with one another.
Yeah.
What do they have in store for us on Ancient? Ooh, baby!
Well, Nico's got frag.
Yeah!
Ace number 2. Nico chants in the building. Everywhere we go, there's a damn Nico chant.
Well, that's because everywhere he go, he does this.
He does this.
Pretty impressive.
Guys, where's the scrawny chant?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, now I have to do a good job.
Oh, talk about a good job, TeSeS. What kind of timing is that? Brolin didn't make a peep.
First gun out of MOUZ, and he gets shut down early, 5v4. I've got this weird heebie-jeebie kind of feeling that TeSeS may just tear up this 4th map of the series. You know, critical positioning when it's going to come to cave. Able to get opening kills, to freeze up Dexter to do what he does inside this B bomb site. I mean, the op should be a pillar, I think, of the defense for Falcons throughout this map. You know, as long as he doesn't forget that the clock exists, there's a world where he racks up a bunch of round wins for Falcons. TeSeS could do the same thing if he still had a head.
Yes.
Xertion, clean entry frag, pressure here for Magis, kill drop utility. They're going to try to charge. Why? Down to a 2 versus 4. You gotta swing. And in doing so, the recovery has begun.
Magis had a nightmare map over on Nuke. He could not buy a sight hold. We'll have a second lease here because, of course, we're in the best of 5, another chance. But MOUZ are trying to make this more interesting, and Magis misses his opportunity for the moment.
Nico's gonna find his back turn.
Exertion got another.
Hang on now, dude. 2v5, they've got low health. We're getting nervous.
Oh, there's only one left. Kixen.
MP9. Pressed up against sight. Someone's got to plant. 7 seconds on the clock. No way they steal this.
Oh!
Unbelievable.
No. Daylight robbery from MOUZ Sports. Isolated every duel.
Oh, that's
showing
not good.
off their firepower again. What they were missing,
B5.
what they were missing in some of the strategies that we've seen over the tournament, talking about the latent IGL that is Brolin, watching him develop, they make up for in the firepower department. They outgunned everyone. That is an absolute disaster.
They're going to start to crank this dial. You've got a wounded CT side now. MOUZ have thrust themselves into the driver's seat of this early T side. I don't need to remind you, but they are already sitting map up in this series after that nuke close that goes the distance, but over the line nonetheless.
Maybe the only curse is the Nico ace. Eco'd, well, forced up back to back, but TeSeS takes matters into it. He's the guy you trust right now in these moments to make the hard fight happen. Unfortunately for him, last round, he stayed open because there were so many teammates alive, but clearly he couldn't trust them. Torzy gets a little information, makes it scared for them to try to cross, but look, the open site is here. Spinks has this waiting for him. Kicksands only got the MP9.
Yikes.
Yeah, he'll be singed, and he has to leave. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. And they won mid, and that's something that they're going to be one of the teams that are going to be very good at doing this. We have seen how scrappy it gets. No one knows better than Imma, you know, what it takes to win mid control on this map and how many flashes you have to dodge, how many pieces of utility. All that to say, Falcons are also going to be great at taking this with Nico inside of middle, but with the kills that they got versus Nico on Nuke, I'm starting to wonder if they can actually take over elbow control on this T side and truly cause a tragedy here for the Falcons.
This is Xerxin already with 6 kills to his name. The rest of the team, 2 combined. Xerxin is stepping up, and when we go back to 2024, Xerxin was the biggest statistical drop-off from group stage to playoff play that the entire Counter-Strike world had to look, point at, and laugh. And figuring that out, that shouldn't have fallen on Shuhei. That was a him problem.
Yeah.
And so for him to suddenly step it up, because when we go back to Mirage, I said it. Here's the Xerxin I know inside the playoffs.
Yeah,
He has since changed that.
I can remember the moments where he went aggressive and then peeled back. Here's a push.
Speaking of it.
All right, Falcons. I mean, keeping up the same energy. It's working out for them. Taking deep B control. There were the smokes there to allow it.
It's electricity at their fingertips, a 5-7 in hand. Magis, just the sidearm. Won't be able to get a second. Xerxin's already made it up through the red room. Down goes Nico, pistol only.
And this rush, I mean, the full commitment here from Xerxin. Again, what we're seeing is exactly what we need to see.
It's in the face of course, lesser weapons. The reason they go down that ramp is because they only had a few guns to work with. Dexter's got a smoke, no kit.
Whoa, they don't know about Temple just yet, but they know that there's still 3 players alive. Xerxin was spotted.
Swings
Amazing.
wide, trade instant, but everybody there to swarm. MOUZ making the most of a fast reaction. So be it. You have a 4v5. They've already won the 2v5. That's what kicked off this T side, and they're not going to stop. That's 3 rounds straight now for MOUZ.
I can remember the playoff rounds, the moments where Xerxin pushed aggressively to do something, then took 1 step back, then swung back into the angle and died. Not the guy from the group stages, from the smaller crowds. In this final, though, he's trying to wash all those sins away. He's trying to show that he's not scared anymore, and he's proving it with the numbers.
Utility traded over towards the B site. We've got guns back in hand for everybody. Early days in this 4th map. But you can feel the water in MOUZ's pot starting to boil.
Another good moment of timing out of TeSeS.
Full-blown execute. They're gonna, nope, not hit it. Never mind.
Just a first layer. Try to elicit some spam.
Little jump up from Spinks.
Get some utility back.
Kicksan waits. Brolin will remain the bomb carrier, sends a couple troops forward. They're gonna try to carve a path to get closer to the site. The Falcons are trying to do the same thing on the other entry point. Brolin versus an MP9. That's what's at hand. Minute to the clock. If TeSeS gets this kill, that bomb goes down, things get weird. CTs drop a smoke inside of Cave, and yet TeSeS still has yet to strike. Now, there is a lean back happening at the moment from Falcons, so it feels to me like if TeSeS can't manage, it's going to have to come from the mid push.
He doesn't have to move. They've got the mid push coming in. He's in the right spot, and
Boils down to timing. They're going to boost. He sees it. That's an Opera dead. Magus makes sound. Recovery begins.
Bomb goes back, has to cross again.
Stuck outside that door for the time being. We hit 35 seconds on the clock. Everybody starts to come and clear this Xbox climb up.
They know they're going to the wrong site, but they still might have to go back to it.
Jimpat still scouring, trying to find a way to get them back over to that A site. Magiska's disappeared, and he struggled one map ago.
This is your moment.
Can he stop it?
Oh.
No, nothing. Top red peak. Nico's done with one, and it's going to have to be Kixan, but they could still... Nope, they're not going to double back. Sprint into the A site, both out of donut. Kixan quick to the play.
He knows.
Element of surprise, both half health. Down goes Spinks. Bomb plant busy, and he gets him off it. Can he live?
Yes, he can.
Kixan locks it in.
It's a perfect read. And they took so much time. That's a moment where MOUZ get uncomfortable. Clock becomes an issue. It looks like another disaster out of Magisk, where he just needs to get his one kill. If MOUZ keep playing like this, I'm not sure. We'll see. It's scary from both sides, though. And, I mean, you cannot fault anybody for feeling the pressure in this moment in a game like this. You're not going to play your best CS map 4 of a best-of-5 grand final. But what you will get is 2v5s. You will get clutches. You will get big moments. Born of mistakes.
I mean, we tried to raise the alarm early. There are rounds in this series that are going to get wild. But it's within that the win can be grabbed by either. Did Kixan? Yeah, Kixan kills him after time. So that's money bottomed out as well. So big limitation here for Brolin.
Dexter, take notes.
I suppose at least everybody has Kevlar, so we've definitely seen worse.
No, you're going to have to call in sick.
Yeah. Your job's watching this best of 5.
Yeah, that's right. Get your priorities straight. Ancient delivering so far. 3-3. Xertion top of the board, that's what you want to see. On the other side, TeSeS looking like TeSeS of Mirage.
Down to half health, though. Takes a bit of a gamble stepping up into that fire. Especially with Brolin right on the other end of it. We talk about Brolin's limitation with an SMG, but oh, TeSeS ends up dying. And then Torzi, simultaneous second kill. This is going to force Magisk to try to recover, but he doesn't actually come around that corner.
Yeah.
Dude, Jimmy is such a nuisance when it comes to playing inside A main. And right now, MOUZ have opened up the correct rotation. With what Magisk offered us back last map, I don't know if he can hold an entire camp of MOUZ players out of this site. He'll try his damnedest with the SMG, but they'll find it clear after the fact, and I think that cues up the double M4 save.
Yeah, he should have tried to take over main. Didn't want to go for the full swing. I think was nervous someone was there waiting for him, but went for the reverse signpost fight. The plant will come in. Quiet death here for Falcons as they'll save with 2 after those 2 opening kills come so quickly in the beginning. As T-Half gets started off the 2v5, but now it's not stopping.
I think it bodes really well for Brolin that the best moment of leadership we've seen so far at this event was that huge comeback on a T side versus Astralis, right? His teammates in the post-game, Spinks immediately said, Brolin didn't make one mistake in calling that. And I think as time goes on, maybe that's when we see these mid-rounds power up. And we know Ancient, when you create openings off guys like Xertion, dude, the mid-rounds could be key.
And the calls are great, but I think it's also a boon to Brolin to say that he was calling, but he was also entering. And he was entering on Nuke, and he made those first kills happen. And being crystal clear with your aim, being able to like clear everything perfectly, when you also have to organize the round is its own challenge. So the fact that that doesn't drop off as he's taken on this new responsibility deserves an accolade of its own. Falcons come into this with the 2 guns saved. Not much more behind it.
Degster and Kixan, the only 2 equipped here in round 8 of play. Xertion back at it, off to the races. There was a chance there for Kixan while the smoke got popped, but no contact made.
I love Xertion being frisky inside of middle. Just keep testing them here. That's how you're going to make your money if you're MOUZ Sports. Full A attack is taking shape. Everybody on B will have no targets. This round looks like it's done before it begins. NiKo running over.
Doesn't die. But when I look at this radar and I see all of MOUZ ready to pounce into an A site and NiKo just desperately trying to get an angle out from Temple, I don't really believe. Prove me wrong. Couple shots missed, that opens the door, and they will flood in with the bomb plant uncontested. Unfortunately here for Falcons, rifles don't get where they need to. Xertion's patience out in middle ends up costing him. Now obviously there is no kit on this play, they just have what they saved in the last one, but if they make this fast enough, there's a world where they could cut through. The smoke going down in Donut really starts to turn this the other direction.
So deep.
And you can't help but save at this point. Pistol player up close is out of it. Kixan can wait around, but this is going to be MOUZ to establish the 5-3 early T-side lead.
Yeah, it's already successful in this half. They've so much to play with here, and Falcons saving guns is good. But as soon as they begin their first strike here on the buys, they need to make sure it's a streak of rounds. This has already gotten ugly fast. The expectations of Falcons on Ancient, a lot of it has to do with CT side, right, as well as T side. They put themselves in great positions to win. It's a 5v2.
Haven't heard a Jimmy chant for a little while.
Yeah, where are my Gooners at?
Sitting at the bottom of the board, it's Xertion tip top 10-6, keeping that momentum going. Signing up for the mid-fight, NiKo down.
So blind.
Jimmy caught him, he heard it. And now Xertion right there to trade him. So again, it's a fast clash out through middle. Falcons continuously signing up for these, and MOUZ continuously coming out on top. God, how that 2 versus 5 has painted a tough picture for Falcons.
I mean, the plan of attack I love. Again, keep doing, oh my goodness, what a find. And we've seen Spinks do these lurks on T side here on Ancient.
Kixan's coming back. Cave player dead though, blindsided entirely. And Brolin gonna offer up just as clean as an opening. MOUZ are simply spiraling through this T side.
And it's a moment of insecurity because mid controls one, Kixan goes to check to see if anybody has lurked through.
Degster not even able to hold that rifle. MOUZ are making a statement, folks.
We're going SSJ4. Okay.
Smashing MOUZ. That's what's supposed to be happening, but again, NiKo, hate to say it, has been out towards middle, flashed. It looks like effectively the utilities made his job so much harder.
I mean, it's amazing that, like, with MOUZ, you can have the player quality argument in their favor, right? These guys have mostly only played with each other in their careers. Like, Brolin playing for this team has revitalized his career as well. And the fact that their player quality is so high that someone like Spinks could think about wanting to join MOUZ Sports, that speaks to the team that they've made.
It's wild because as MOUZ struggled throughout the year, making playoffs but never winning when it truly mattered most, you know, the conversation around them was never really an in-game leadership change. It just felt like more time is what they wanted and what they were going to get. The late roster swap of MOUZ shook the world at the start of 25.
And they're too late to stop the A play.
Dude,
NiKo
they are
died
just
as
tearing
well.
through this. Spinks, look at him go. Maybe a little too overzealous, but it really speaks to the confidence here of MOUZ. They truly think that they can just topple this defense. What can Falcons do to change their minds?
Everything's working here for MOUZ. Open A site, flashes are brilliant. NiKo dies in the smoke. Dexter low on HP, he gets crushed. Everyone's off the board.
MOUZ are not wasting a moment. Enough's enough in their minds. Tapping into the promise that they pull on full display
And they aren't even having to show their full hand anymore. The lurks up towards B. The crazy part about that call is the amount of times Falcons actually started out with full B control. TeSeS with that push on ramp, Magisk walking down, and yet Spinks found the one round where there was no one there. Got the info to make the move. It's been nice and varied here on the attacks with a really good amount of this mid control, and Nico dies again.
Not gonna happen. Kixan will pick up one. TeSeS gets there. It's a bit of a prolonged spray, but again, look at the rapid moves of MOUZ. Again, they instantly transition. Magisk with the high alert warning of the shadow. Now that's a good amount of damage, right? Considering he's working with little, that is what he's gonna have to do to try to stop this. We're getting into the very tail end of this first half. Falcons just trying to keep up. And how many times have we seen sights falter with nothing to be proud of? This time something different, but watch MOUZ slow it down again.
Yeah, but how do you find Dexter? You literally cannot. If you clear this out, you need to take a shower. This is the sweatiest angle that you could possibly be in, and he can hear everything.
CT's given plenty of room to work with. And Dexter's going to try to go sniff this out.
Oh, Dexter just wants his AWP.
Oh, he'll take a couple kills instead, I think, but...
Oh, will he? Because he has no idea where they've gone.
Oh, he's going to start climbing up. He's going the wrong direction. What else happens here? Because Torchi's got a full bar of health. Nice headshot, okay. Dexter. No instant trade back. Torchi, you got 20 seconds to cook. Bomb on your back, but fully surrounded. I think I want to call this. But he'll put the fire on Kixan's feet. A little bit of pressure here for Falcons as this CT side goes on. It's a good recovery. It's finally a moment, albeit versus some of an easier buy where Magisk can kind of take a breath, right? He contributed in this one.
He did, yes. And winning mid, even though they lose Nico at first, however they can do it, that's just what that needs to happen. Makes sense. Now we have MOUZ try it again. Even though it's versus a low buy. Their flashes have been better. Their aimers have been better. This is still pretty desperate here from the Falcons. MOUZ will take their first time out. No better time to do it.
That's how he gets the AK. Fast push into the cave entrance. So really, again, just trying to fight it with tempo, right? Falcons, you can definitely say that even though they're trailing in the round count, they're not going down without a fight. Keeping the pace up, trying to fight middle. Even when Nico presses into elbow, doesn't get his kill, at least cave goes well.
Yeah, it's worth a try, but at this point, results are the only thing that matters. There's no more rope left. Copy and paste on the A play. Shot miss from Dexter, but Magisk has his back.
Right, there's been good layering from Falcons players in these last couple of rounds. Nobody's really had to operate on their own. So fighting for it, man advantage. But Xerxin, who's been shining brighter than any other member of MOUZ, is still up. And as long as he stands, entry's possible for the TeSeS. We're gonna get a smoke over the top, blocking off CT spawn. An additional smoke then comes down into Donut, but Dexter not going to be bothered by it. It actually looks like a miss smoke. That one falls back into middle. Yeah, not ideal. Torchi with that. He tries to cross paths to climb up and join his two teammates. That's the bomb confirmed to be at the bottom of mid. What would it be doing there? Odds are trying to climb up to the B site. Makes total sense that Falcons rotate over and go heavy on this. Hell, they could even swing in.
This is smart from TeSeS, though. He's getting comfy in the site, opens up spots for Nico.
We saw a 2v5 come through from a similar position. Surely Falcons don't let that happen again.
A million
Final
eyes on
round
this.
of the defense. Jimmy done with one. Spinks can't trade. And Torchi's looking to get that op out. Takes a bullet to the face. Falcons swoop forward. And now they've got this crunch on the exit. It's indeed a fit for the defense. A slight recovery at the tail end of this first half.
Falcons want train. So they make the most of it.
Sylvia.
There we go. That's the best one so far. That's elite ball knowledge right there. Well, they're going to have to do this the hard way. They made Nuke interesting off the back of the pistol ace out of Nico. and they definitely could have won that game on a different day. But these fine margins, there is something about the fact that MOUZ are coming out ahead almost every single time. It's a critical juncture, it's a critical 2K, it's a critical clutch. We're talking about MOUZ. They have the spotlight right now. They're playing from a position of power.
Chance to collect themselves. Win another pistol. Pistols have looked strong, has to be noted. Again, back on Nuke, they lost a conversion in the pistol. That's what really cost them in the end. Definitely add it to the pile anyways. They start this map with one. Can they do it again?
Love the way that TeSeS played this.
Yeah, really
the
drew
way he
them
fits
out.
in. It's like, how do you even know that he's going to layer the setup like this? It's beautiful. It's a way to be aggressive towards Cade, but with support at the same time.
Here we go.
All right, man. This could be the last pistol that we see here in this grand finals if Falcons aren't careful. T-Attack's coming towards the A site gym pat, waiting here with a smoke in hand.
No,
or Molly.
incendiary. Yeah, even better, right? It's a big pack of players that are going to try to burst past him. His closest rotate will be Torgy over towards Donut. And so what serves as the trigger to chuck it down? He sees some shadows, drops it. They can't really go through it. Scrambled rotation coming out from MOUZ.
It's awkward. Limited utility here. They can wait the 7 seconds out, then go.
They will be smoked, but they'll drop utility of their own. So CT's coming through with no vision. That flash, Brolin blinds the whole entire pack. And then a push out from him, and he doesn't collect the kill with it. So we've got Falcons in a prime spot, 4v2.
Oh, trio of kills. Can't find that bomb planter. 2 retaking from Donut. Good luck. Kicksand gives him a moment. Smoke comes up a little earlier than he expects.
You know, 2v4 is easier than 2v5s, they say.
It's true.
Smoke grenade over towards lane. That's going to bring a player back. We've got 3 low health bars here for Falcons. Xerxin, can you truly crank this dial? Dexter's going to go down first. These dual Berettas looking to get roaring.
Wait, who's scared of who right now?
Right? Falcons leaning back. There's a second one. MOUZ have got 3 kills. And now it's going to be a desperate kill. Unbelievable. Again, they clawed back. Man disadvantage means nothing.
2v4, and they get it. A 2v5 and a 2v4 in this map.
The kinds of crushing rounds that will cost Falcons.
There is no excuse for not finding, not even a trade in that until the very end, but when it was too late.
Too timid. Who's afraid of who, you asked? MOUZ have primed themselves for a run to victory in map 4. Xerxin right at it, and he's going to catch an assist thanks to Jimmy. Drive-by from Brolin.
That says it all right there. They instantly go to CT side, win their mid-fight versus Nico, catch him full blind. Falcons could not conjure this up for themselves.
Smoke in front of TeSeS. Deagle chancing to P. Dexter floats out middle. Careful, Brolin. Changing guns. Magis connects. Can Falcons pull it off themselves? They're losing bodies out mid. Middle of the map completely to MOUZ's favor. Fire in front of them cools them off. Falcons can't go instantly sprinting in. A change of the weaponry for Cave. But the bodies here, again, 3 players strong inside of sight. Jimmy already climbed up. If Falcons think that they can go back, they would be cut off. And at that point, early red flag. That is what they need. But you've got Spinks ready to come out and trade. Missed shots, picks them both up in the end. And that is MOUZ 3 alive to go up 9-5.
Yeah, and Falcons have not shown us those hot mid-round moments low on players getting kills. Instead, it's just an easy close from MOUZ. Everybody alive. Majority win again. Looking to take 10 swiftly. MOUZ's first big arena playoffs win here, the grand finals in a best of 5. Could be queued up. Let's see if the smell of it will affect their play. The thought of it.
Spinks, not looking too shaken, is going to go ahead, catch a couple kills. He has straight up said that he is trying to teach them how to win, how to hold their nerve in these sorts of moments. Because Spinks has won on bigger stages in bigger moments, but he's got to inject that into his teammates, and by God, with that 4K, he'll make quick work of them in the 15th. MOUZ sitting comfortably 3 rounds from victory.
Spinks looking so comfortable. What a debut this is going to be for this team. New IGL Spinks looking like such a good part of this roster, even talking about how he's helping out with the fact that he's got so much experience under his belt in situations like this. He's lifted the arena trophies before, and now he might help the rest of MOUZ do it too.
Spinks charges forward. Tell me this isn't somebody brimming over with confidence. Total lane control. He's even got Brolin to support him, but what does this do for Nico? He's going to carve a path through, and if Brolin comes back, that's an easy victim.
Yes, he was a little bit worried about it. Oh my God.
Nico senses another barrel advantage.
That's
there
crazy.
We go. A little Kovac X Factor. Kixan makes the most of it. Doesn't look like this will go down without a fight, but there are fights on all fronts. Bomb still lingers over towards A.
Yeah, what's another 2v5, Connor?
Surely not.
The bomb in the position that it's at, the TeSeS have no idea. It's very possible they walk into another duel. Oh, but Kixan makes sure that that just won't happen again.
Good for him to go top middle to collect 2 kills with that. Kixan, somebody who we've been singing his praise in terms of an individual impact. Grand Finals not his best series, but tapping into it in the 16th round. A critical moment where Falcons prove that this game's maybe got some legs still to stand on, and who better than Nico to step up.
He finds a trick, getting into cave while Brolin and Spinks are off duty. And even reading that Spinks will follow up after Brolin, this is nice.
Because for everything Spinks should be able to bring to this MOUZ camp, Nico should be bringing to Falcons and then some.
And then some, absolutely, absolutely. But you'd be remiss to say that he has in this finals. As I think as hard as those kills have been, him getting 1 bulleted every time, he simply has not won the duels.
Oh, they're going to try
flash
to flash
is no
out.
good.
What?
The flash is awful.
We've got players looking up into the skies. God won't save you now. Spinks on the top of ramp, doubles down, and it's the SMGs pressed into them. Just when Falcons thought they had momentum, they're going to have to bank on Magisk to clutch. And clutches are what he has offered us lately. Trying to prove why he has, on this roster, stayed longer than everybody else. 2 low players, peeks in, gets both, but will not find that last.
Oh, he had the read. He looked in the right direction, but he still gets traded out. A very nice attempt in that moment.
It's the 2 easy kills he finds, but Torji hot on his heels. It's a couple rounds separating MOUZ from a victory. A MOUZ who first proved that they could do big things back at the IEM Rio Major when they took down Cloud9. That is when, for a moment, the world stood still and understand that these young players had potential. It has been years since we have seen them slowly fine-tune and craft themselves not from the plucky underdogs, but to the consistent playoff attendees.
They're a team that see major playoffs, that make deep runs, and that do win events. But now they're trying to reach a new strata. They're trying to build an aura around them. Create some fear with their opponents that they can take a championship in any setting. Wins like this will be remembered, both for the team and the teams that play against them. Falcons just 6 rounds. Maybe one last full buy. And Nico swings out to his death.
Sershin able to catch him again. Easy does it. These openings in middle have not been to Falcons' favor. Kixan tries to recover. if anything has opened up possibility, it's these kinds of B approaches. And Kixan saw that shoulder. Oh, but he gets smoked off. Brolin's able to dodge that.
His teammate shot at him. Why did he do that?
From sight. 1 kill to his name, Magus. Quick trade, looks for a little bit more. Xerxon hot on his heels. From middle red room into this B bomb site while it was sitting under question. And Jimpat swords because this is a MOUZ camp that tether with conviction and the ferociousness that is currently consuming Falcons. 6 map match championship points.
The buy comes straight away into 2 Galils here. A bunch of utility, a third one pops up. And that's the best they've got, a Deagle for Nico. A Tech 9 for the IGL here of Falcons. And what could be the final crushing blow here for MOUZ.
Fast again by the looks of it. Or at least to cause some kind of a reaction, but MOUZ are comfortable right now in their zone. Formidable, to say the least.
A Deagle for Nico.
Safe to say Nico has been non-existent in this T side, completely shuttered out of mid by a collection of different bodies. Jimpat to be tested as the pack comes at him. He's got him lined up again, the flash. Spinks offers a helping hand in more than one way. But there is at least a response back from Falcons. Comes at a cost of HP. Brolin's still waiting outside of the smoke. Xerxon bested. Falcons are going to try to get that bomb down. It's another man disadvantage, but when has that held MOUZ back?
Don't look the wrong way.
And it doesn't look like it will again. Torji's got the flash to get him out from the donut. Brolin scours sight. T sit back and wait. Nico, flustered, flush forward, finds his angle, finally finds impact. Torji, the one guy they could bank on, won't be able to get it done now. MOUZ have offered up one more. Falcons 5 demanded.
Oh, it's a gift. They catch the flank. It's MOUZ Sport in a lot of good positions to stop that. Jimmy could have done it in one spray. Cut them down as they were exiting main. Instead, Falcons survive. This comeback will have to be the 6 rounds in total. 5 now left. That they have MOUZ at least down to 3 MP9s. Just don't lose to these.
These utilities come down to a... Oh, wait, Jimmy. Jimmy back into A main. Dude, this guy is hard. He hits hard. Fast trade back, luckily for them. Falcons able to respond here. Things are getting sketchy with Xerxon having cover.
Just don't lose to these.
Looking for the headshot, and that's where that's going to go down. Brolin's got an angle out from Donut. Can't hold him back. Easy pickups now. Magisk is coming alive. Because if we're talking about somebody who knows how to win, then it should be Magisk to offer something. 3 kills to his name here in round 20, 20 frags to him at the same time. And so Falcons will earn a chance to catch their breath because up next is the lesser buy.
It's late to wake up, but he still hears the alarm. He's jumped to the Call of Duty. 20 frags is something very important. It's what we didn't get on Nuke. The only thing we'll find out is whether or not it's too late in this map. In that final round, 1 trade on Jimmy. And that map goes to overtime.
Yeah, Jimmy is a
1 upper hold.
Hard player to get out of a main once he's able to get his hooks in. But as he goes barreling into it, you can see how it kind of all gets frazzled. Luckily for Falcons, numbers strong on A main.
And this is an expensive round. We do have the investment here for MOUZ. It still feels like anyone could be the last. However, even with pistols, if there's one FAMAS on Spinks, there is still a way. We've seen a 2v5 and a 2v4 from MOUZ within this match. We've seen almost every clutch go their way across this series. There have been no shortage of tragedies for the Falcons. Look alive.
They try to turn it back fast, but you got 4 players for Falcons flooding out from it. And Magisk, that's a very critical kill, because if Xerxon's even able to delay a bit more, maybe Brolin comes up from Donut. This is the kind of buy that MOUZ bring to the table that Falcons cannot lose to.
No set play towards the A site. Instead, it's a slight B lean. This is looking correct. Mid totally open. They're not afraid to go here. Very important that they stick to it. If NiKo fails on mid one more time, they will not win the game. But they will not win the game without NiKo fighting mid.
Well, this should be an easy one for him. He smokes off the pack, and they actually stand inside it. That B-bomb site's gonna be found completely vacant, free for the taking for Falcons. Round 21, free.
Here come the CTs to try to collect whatever they can. NiKo knows.
All should be good. Spinks' Falmus, nothing really for him. Oh, come on. That's a weapon to be grabbed, but you're not going to compromise this bomb site. The round will not come with the death of NiKo.
Yeah, they'll take the upgrade.
There's a lot of other rounds that have come with the opening deaths of NiKo. But we saw him back on Nuke at 3 kills. End of the first half, gets an ace. At any moment, the beauty of NiKo's career is that he has been omnipresent and always able. So what will his contributions look like when push comes to shove here in the dying moments of Falcons' attempt in Cluj? AK saved here by Xerxon. 2 players survive. Falcons now only need 3.
And that's what they have to tell themselves too. They've gotten close.
It's a Cyclone
There's still
rolling timeout.
There's still one more thing, you know, like it's still MOUZ. They're going to show up in mid. They're going to be comfortable pushing B. They have the full confidence. They're going to try every aggressive move. If they don't do that, that would be a complete indictment on MOUZ, and that would allow Falcons back into the game. But if MOUZ can't remember, if their memory is so short that they can't remember that they have decimated NiKo every single attempt on mid, whether it was T or CT side, then I don't know what to tell you. This has to be NiKo if they're going to make this happen. Every team NiKo's played for, he knows it has to be him. Here in this exact position, on this map, on the attack, he has that weight on his shoulders. He sits here 11 and 14 and has to be Atlas.
Back at it again, NiKo into the elbow. Smoke beats him. Oh, no!
And just like that.
Sitting on the angle, gets deleted by, again, the successful press. Falcons, you could take your time because you're sitting pretty on a minute 30, but what you don't have is your X factor. So who's going to step up in his absence? NiKo came here to win. And with a lot of bodies leaning back, they're going to try to charge through smoke. I mean, this is insane. Right into Brolin. It's a meat grinder meant to be. Xerxon locks it in. Lights out performance from the player who has been questioned in playoffs to the tip of the spear for MOUZ.
They did it. They did it in their debut. They did it with Spinks, their firepower up.